There they are, the can fans from Erath County. They've come up from Stephenville. You hear that shaking going on. That's ball bearings inside those cans. They also have one of those 55-gallon steel drums on the sideline. You see the propane tanks. This is a Stephenville tradition as much as part as the state championship. And yes, even the 55-gallon drum with the ball bearings. I'll tell you what, Jay, I was close to that in 1994 and held the microphone up to it, and I thought I was going to blow out my eardrums.
Well, I bet. And you know what's amazing, Craig? You would think the people around you would say, oh, my God, somebody brought another can with ball bearings. Everybody's got them. I mean, we're looking down right now on top of the Stephenville crowd. Every single fan right in this stadium, in this section, has a can with ball bearings in it.
Well, there's a lot of state championship tradition here today. Of course, Stephenville's won back-to-back titles. Lamar has won 3 consecutive state crowns, and Jackets head coach Art Briles says, yes, they are to be respected.
You know, but what makes them click is our offensive line. Our offensive line has really improved as the season has gone on, and they've really done a great job. We put a lot of pressure on because they have to pass block and run block, and they do both equally well. And, you know, our guys have really bonded together as an offensive football team and as a defensive football team. And, you know, everybody just understands their role, and that's how you have a chance to be successful.
And, of course, that offensive line has paved the way for Stephenville being able to average over 500 yards per game of total offense. Lamar comes in, 3-time defending state champ. Harry Walker's in his first year as head coach after moving over from Thomas Jefferson High in Port Arthur, and he says they have to concentrate on that offense.
Our philosophy is defensively you got to stop the run. Well, of course, in this case, you got to stop the pass. But this year, they are really balanced. They run and throw just as well. Now, for us to be in the ball game offensively, we've got to be able to run the football, and we've got to be able to run it effectively and mix in our play-action passes so that we can keep them honest. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for a little balance there.
Now, Shay, it's not as if Lamar isn't without offensive weaponry. They average 314 yards per game total offense. Is just with all of the emphasis on this team, Stephenville, and their offensive units, and Lamar's outstanding defense, that seems to be the key matchup today. It
does seem to be the key matchup, and you heard the coaches hit on this earlier in the balance that Stephenville's offense has and the concern that it gives Lamar coach Joe Walker, because they have not lost a yard on a rushing attempt this year. They have 0 losses on every rushing attempt that they've had to Stephenville. That is an impressive statistic, Craig, and it's going to be incumbent on Lamar's defense to not only try to control the passing game or keep it in check, but they've also got to be very concerned about Stephenville's ability to run the football.
Well, of course, you saw Art Briles there, the head coach of the Stephenville Yellow Jackets. Briles in his 11th season. What a magnificent job he's done in turning the program around from a perennial doormat in a powerhouse district that, of course, included Brownwood into the team to beat in this district season in, season out. And Stephenville, of course, with back-to-back state titles in 1993 and 94 at the expense of Lamar, beating them in Austin and then in the Astrodome. But Lamar, of course, has turned around, and they are, lest we forget, the reigning, defending 4A state champions in Division II. And while the Cougars have not beaten Stephenville this decade, they've won the last 3 consecutive state crowns, knocking out Denison on all 3 occasions.
You're absolutely right. There's nobody on this Lamar team that remembers or was around when they lost to Stephenville. So all these guys know on Lamar's side, Craig, is winning state championship. That's all they know.
Zach Hunter in the middle, flanked by Cody Cardwell and by the coach's son. And that's Kendall Briles. There's the Jacket fans, the Can fans.
Some of those guys are two-fisted can hands.
We're ready to go, and it will be Stephenville receiving the football first. We're happy you joined us today. Game 2 of the Texas Stadium doubleheader on Fox Sports. Congratulations to the Midland Lee Rebels on capturing the 5A Division II crown. Now the 4A state championship up for grabs, and we're underway as Chris Evan takes the kickoff and slips as he comes out over the 20-yard line to the 22. Stephenville's offense led by Kellen Luker. And what incredible numbers that the 6'2", 210-pound senior quarterback has posted for the Yellow Jackets this year. Over 8,000 career passing yards. He only needs 214 for the career passing record in yardage in Texas, and that's what he's done this year alone.
This offense of Stephenville is a very high-powered, fast-strike offense. And again, when you see the numbers that Luca puts up, it's just phenomenal. It's almost a controlled chaos with these guys. I mean, they'll get all in the backfield. They'll line up at 5 or 6 wide. They do everything crazy as we see right now.
There they go, sprinting out 4 receivers out wide and 1 on the near side, and that's where he goes to Cardwell on first down. A flag goes down, and Cardwell immediately picks up 13 yards, but we'll check the flag. And as we do, we will also tell you about the starting lineup in today's game. The penalty, by the way, is going to go against Stephenville for having an illegal receiver downfield. And it might have been their all-state guard, Felix Alvarado, who's joined by the tackles Robert Lilly and Sterling Doty, Aaron Collier, the other guard, and Matthew Van Houten is the center. There's Cardwell along with Chris Evans, Casey Steed, Toby O'Neill, Zach Hunter in the backfield. And Hunter has rushed for 1,600 yards, so they do have running weapons as well as through the air.
A very potent ground attack, very similar to the Houston Cougar offense in the mid-'80s, mid to late 80s when they had Witherspoon as the fullback there. He rushed for well over 1,000 yards because that defense gets so spread out trying to cover those wide receivers, it just opens up a lot of lanes.
After the penalty, it's 1st and 15, and you see the 4 receivers at the bottom of your screen, and a quick pass to Cardwell on first down. Cardwell back over the 20, and he's wrestled out of bounds at the 22-yard line by John Lewis. Well, here's that black swarm defense for the Lamar Cougars. The defensive front, Michael Hunter, Calvin Bradley, Mydrick Ford, and Adrian Alexander, the down linemen, and they are outstanding. The linebackers, Marcus Taylor, Pat Howard, and Jerry Cargill. And in the secondary, the corners, John Lewis and Ronnie Johnson, Adrian Porter, and Paul Edmond, the safeties. It is 2nd and 9 after the 6-yard gain on 1st and 15. Stephenville lined up in an I set. Now the receivers break out of that, and they will constantly shift throughout the game. Luker to throw, and cannot connect with Zach Hunter, who was circling out of the backfield, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 9. Calvin Bradley on the coverage there for Lamar. You see Kellen Luker right there. Right now, let's go down to the sidelines and we check in with our Keith Fletcher.
All right, Craig, it's been talked about. One of the factors Lamar must contend with is the noise. It all has to do with these things, propane and Freon tanks filled full of ball bearings. I'm with Ben Hakes, who was one of Brandon Stewart's receivers on the 93 state championship team. What possesses people to fuse together 4 propane tanks and fill them full of ball bearings?
Hey, we just love our team. We feel like we got the greatest football team in America and the greatest fans. We just want to come out here and help them win.
You've seen it as a factor as a player. How big is a factor is all this noise?
It really does. It really does intimidate the other team. They want to concentrate more on what we're doing in the stands and what they're doing, listen to the coaches. It really does make a big difference.
Thanks, Ben. Back to you, Craig.
All right, and it can cause a ruckus. Maybe it rattled Stephenville for a bit because the Yellow Jackets...
Yeah, the illegal movement. Repeat 3rd down.
As you hear Mike Buck, our referee, tell you, there was an illegal motion there, and that will cost the Yellow Jackets 5 yards, and that brings up 3rd down and 14. Mike Buck, our referee, Butch Cooley, the umpire, Adrian Clark, Robert Penato, John Miranda from the Rio Grande Valley chapter, the Southwestern Football Officials Association. 3rd down and 14, out of the shotgun. Luker obviously to throw, and the ball is caught, and just shy of the 1st down. Casey Steed made the catch, his 15th reception of the year. Lamarque was willing to give up the catch, but not the 1st down, and they'll force the Jackets to punt.
You talked about the experience of their secondary and the confidence of their secondary, Craig. They didn't have any problem allowing the controlled chaos, again, of the Stephenville receivers cutting, weaving in and out of each other as long as they kept them in front of that 4th down marker, or in front of the 1st down marker, and they came up just short.
Evan to punt. Nehemiah Glover is back deep to receive the kick for Lamar. Big crowd on hand here at Texas Stadium. The rush coming in. Evans' kick is away, and Glover fields it at the 30-yard line. And brought down at the 36-yard line. A late flag comes in. Pat Howard, or rather Tinklenberg, made the tackle for Stephenville. There's Tinklenberg, a 40-yard punt and a 6-yard return, and there was a flag down as well. So Mike Buck will tell us.
Got a block in the back. Receiving team.
To get another look at it, you'll see this block in the back here, Jay.
They're on the return, just trying to protect the man. Really, you know, you can't afford to make that kind of a mistake because it looked like the return man, Glover, was already by the defender, and yet the block came in a little late. Unfortunately for Lamarque, they got caught, backed up a little bit. Now we'll see what they can do with their ball control offense.
Behind their senior quarterback, Sean Guidry, who's thrown for over 1,200 yards and completed better than 56% of his passes. From the 26-yard line, and that's Tim Parker on first down, the big bruising fullback. Parker picks up the first down. Kendall Briles, the coach's son, comes down with the tackle, but big running room for 12 yards in the first down behind that big offensive line. Claude Terrell and Brian Paul, the tackles, Frank Perry and Michael Bradford, the guards, and Marcus Peterson, the center. Parker in the backfield along with David Smith, Nehemiah Glover, Ben Lockett, and Willard Smith, the receivers. First and 10 from the Lamar 38. This time on first down, it's David Smith. Smith for a couple to the 40-yard line. Now the Yellow Jacket defense. And Stephenville led by its four-man front. Honorable mention All-Stater and Clayton Harmon, along with Carl Gilson, Clark Boone, and Craig Parks. The linebackers for Stephenville, Jack Hodges, a 3-year starter, Keith McCormick and Justin Monk. And in the secondary, Ryan Harris and Brady Gunn, the corners, B.J. Mercer and Kendall Briles, the safety. Second down and 8 after the 2-yard gain by Smith. And the ball is on the carpet. Lamar falls back on it. Very nearly a turnover for the Cougars there. Guidry hops back on the loose football.
The quarterback, Sean Guidry, looked like he got his foot stepped on as he was trying to reverse pivot, and he just lost the ball as he was attempting to hand off to Tim Parker.
Larry Walker, the head coach, monitoring the action. You're right. There's the stumble. And Parker unable to handle the football, and Guidry had to fall back on it.
Real fortunate to recover that.
Third down and 11. It was on the third play from scrimmage 2 years ago when Lamar struck for a 53-yard touchdown pass against Denison and never looked back in winning 34-3. Third and 11 here from the Cougar 37. And Guidry to throw. And has a receiver. And it's Willard Smith. Smith out over the 40 to the 44-yard line, but it is short of the first down. Stephenville doing what Lamar did, giving up the pass, but not the necessary first down yardage. Ryan Harris made the tackle. It's an 8-yard gain, and now the Cougars will have to punt. So each team's defense holding here, bending ever so slightly, but then stiffening and forcing a punt. And for the Lamar Cougars, that means it's Daniel Kuko who will punt. Cardwell back deep to receive the punt along with Kendall Briles. A kick high and then takes a little bit of a Lamar bounce and down at the 25-yard line. It's a 31-yard punt. And the ball will be just shy of the 25-yard line. 8 minutes, 26 seconds to go in the first quarter. And Kellen Luker and the Stephenville Yellow Jackets ready for their second possession of the game. Luker and Cardwell both within striking distance of several state passing records and receiving records for Cardwell. The Marque defense will try to prevent them from attaining those marks. That's Cardwell in motion. And it goes to Cody Cardwell, who loses the football there, and that's an incomplete pass. Lamar hoping it would have been a fumble, but John Lewis, the cornerback, scooped up an incompletion.
Craig,
second 10.
You can see they're trying to get the ball to Cardwell. You see what this guy has done. Just a phenomenal record. I mean, you look at it's a state record in all classes. I mean, this guy's just put up tremendous. He's got great speed. He's not that big of a guy. Only goes about 5'10", 170 pounds. But I tell you, in the open field, he's tough to catch. And you see right here in the first few series, they've tried to get him the ball on that little slip screen or outside wide receiver screen. Get one block and the guy can go.
He averages nearly 23 yards per catch. Second and 10, and Luker to throw again. And has a receiver downfield, and incomplete. Cardwell was well covered. Casey Steed had gotten single coverage in the secondary and thought he might have had an opportunity to come up with a pass, but it's another incompletion, and it brings up third down.
Now, one of the strategies for Lamarque's defense, Greg, is they're going to have to put pressure on Kellen Luker. They're not going to allow him to sit back, have time to pick them apart, because if he does, he will have receivers running free. Last 3 games that Lamar has played against Dayton, Silsbee, and Smithland Valley, they have played great athletic quarterbacks, and they've been able to hold them in check.
Certainly facing one here this evening, and it is 3rd down and 10 for Stephenville. Luker with some time, and now a pocket collapsing, throws on the run, incomplete. He got rid of it. Cardwell was deep downfield, but Luker was on the run. Myrick Ford coming with the pressure, and now Stephenville will have to punt it. And so far, Lamar has done the job against Kellen Luker.
Greg, take a look at this play. Right behind center, you've got Cody Cardwell lined up. He was right on the hip of Luker, and he just ran a streak pattern and tried to get upfield. He was open for a moment, but the pressure from Lamar's defensive front didn't allow him an opportunity to set his feet and deliver the ball.
Second punt from Evan. And Johnson back deep to receive the kick once more. He'll run under this one. It's returnable at the 47. And Nehemiah Johnson only picks up 3 yards on the return, brought down at midfield after the 30-yard punt. Now the field position starting to favor the Cougars a little bit here. Punts from Stephenville, one from Lamar. The Cougars will have it right in the center of the Blue Star.
Lana Martin and the highly ranked Bruins venture into Longhorn country. UCLA, Texas, tonight at 7 on Fox Sports Southwest.
Hi, I'm Dick Clark, and now everyone can enjoy the freedom of the new ISIS cellular phone from Philips thanks to prepaid cellular.
Introducing prepaid cellular from Worldwide Direct. With prepaid cellular phone cards, there's no monthly bills.
Take the phone just in case.
Thank you.
And no contract, no credit check, and no deposit. Got car trouble?
My car's broken down. Can you come and help?
Help is just a call away. So forget those outrageous phone bills. With prepaid cellular phone cards, buying airtime is easy. Order from home and the phone arrives at your door ready to use. Get the Philips ISIS prepaid cellular phone. A $199 value, now just 3 easy payments of $33. And there's no contract, no credit check, no deposit, and no monthly bills.
So pick up the phone, America. It's for you.
Now, for only 3 payments of $33, you're guaranteed cellular service regardless of your credit history. Call 1-800-841-1237. Pick up the phone, America. It's for you.
Experience the outdoors while indoors with a Fox block of outdoor fun. Join host Nolan Ryan for information and tips that'll make your next hunting or fishing trip an outdoor adventure. The Outdoor Block, Sunday morning at 10 on Fox Sports Southwest.
4 minutes gone by here, scoreless at Texas Stadium between Lamar and Stephenville. 2 teams that have taken impressive roads to get here. The Cougars tested by Crosby in round 2, but the defense doing the job there. And Stephenville also an impressive run on first down. Coming back the other way is David Smith, and Smith manages to pick up close to 5 yards before he's brought down just shy of the 45-yard line. Greg Parks in on the tackle. Stephenville's road to the Texas Bowl, likewise impressive, and doing a lot of it with offense as the Yellow Jackets have piled up the points in their wins in the early rounds of the playoffs, and then fighting back to beat South Lake Carroll. 31-28 there on the touchdown pass to Cardwell with 1:08 to go. Prior to that, they topped 40 points in all 4 postseason victories. Gain of almost 5, and the ball is lost by Guidry. Scramble for it. And Stephenville says they have it, and they do. B.J. Mercer comes up with a fumble, the strong safety. Sean Guidry twice has had trouble taking care of the football, and he leaves it there.
Craig, they just failed to execute the basic center to quarterback snap, and B.J. Mercer was right there to pounce on the football. You don't think Stephenville's loading up to stop the run when you've got your free safety 2 yards off the line of scrimmage, huh?
So Stephenville now has it in excellent field position. They operate from the Jacket 46. Cody Cardwell in motion. And on first down, this is Zach Hunter. Hunter, good running room into Lamar territory. Remember, the Yellow Jackets, in the person of Zach Hunter, have a 1,600-yard rusher. There is also one player down for the Cougars. It's Myrick Ford, the defensive tackle, who is down on the field. And Charles Lemons will have to replace him on the defensive front. But Mydrick Ford getting some attention. As we mentioned, these two teams not only with very impressive wins, but very impressive performers all season long, including members of the All-State team, these linemen from the Yellow Jackets.
We talked about Stephenville's success, not only throwing the football, but running the football. You've got to have offensive linemen who can block and who can run, and you've got two All-Staters in Robert Lilly and Felix Alvarado who have done a tremendous job this year for Stephenville.
We have a timeout on the field with 6:50 to go in a scoreless first quarter in the 4A Division II Texas Bowl.
More people are choosing Lowe's, and here's why.
Lowe's is a perfect place for practical presents, like power tools from all the top brand names. That's pretty practical. And now Lowe's carries world-class Cobalt tools. They're the finest mechanics tools you'll find at any store.
Lowe's has something for everyone on your list, and guaranteed everyday low prices, too. When it comes to perfectly practical presents, Lowe's knows.
Now get 25% off holiday decorations and artificial trees.
I can tell by looking whether a vehicle's been driven hard or not. This guy's one of my regular customers. Scorched brake rotors, beat up oil pan, probably never takes his foot off the gas. He trusts me to make sure it performs, and I trust CarQuest Auto Parts. I mean, you never know. Someday you might need to give me a ride.
CarQuest for AC Delco rapid fire spark plugs. Older cars' engines can run rougher. Bring back that new car feel with AC Delco rapid fire spark plugs. CarQuest, the professional choice.
Certainly we send along our season's greetings to you. 4A Division II Texas Bowl underway and scoreless here. Just over 6 minutes to go. And the ball might have come loose at midfield there, and it has, and the turnover goes right back to Lamar. And how about Charles Lemons, the junior defensive tackle who had come on for the injured Mydrick Ford, and it's Lemons who makes the fumble recovery for the Cougars.
Kellen Luker gets the snap fine as he goes to fake the handoff to the fullback. He can't pull it back in time. He almost put it on his hip, and he wasn't able to get it back in and kind of go down the line and run the option. And as you said, Craig, well, what a moment for Charles Lemons. Comes in, one play, one fumble recovery.
Very impressive there for Charles Lemons. Jimmy Ferrazas, who commanded, was supposed to get the football, so Lamar gets the football right back. Guy of midfield, and Parker with big running room. Tim Parker fighting off tacklers before he's finally dragged down at the 19-yard line. But Tim Parker on first down picks up 32 yards for the Cougars.
You know, the only mystery to this Cougar offense is not if they're going to run the ball, but who is going to run the ball. So far, Tim Parker has ripped off a couple of big runs. And you see here, watch him protect the football as Briles comes by and tries to strip it. Now hangs on to it, is able to carry him for about another 5 or 6 yards after the initial contact.
Lamar inside the Stevenville 20 at the Yellow Jackets 19. Fan trying to rattle the Cougar offense. Guidry keeps it straight ahead on what appeared to be a busted play, and he'll still pick up close to 6 yards. Brought down by Cal Gilson, defensive end. That was over 5 yards on that first down carry. Sean Guidry this season has been a guy who just has tried to keep the machine rolling for Lamar that they have had over the past 3 years in capturing consecutive state titles. Second down and 5. Parker, this time churning to the 10-yard line and close to a first down. Brady Gunn makes the tackle for Stevenville. Well, that's tough to bring down a guy like Tim Parker.
Well, he's 6'1", 222 pounds, and he's running right behind the left tackle, Claude Terrell, who goes 6'3", 310. So you put those two guys together, that's a pretty tough combination to stop.
Parker was about a half yard shy of the first down, so it will be 3rd and less than a yard to go for Lamar. The ball at the Stephenville 10. Inside 5 minutes to go in a scoreless first quarter. Parker the lone setback. Guidry on the keeper with the first down and close to the goal line. Sean Guidry down to the 2-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal, Lamar. Guidry faking to Parker and then keeping for the first down.
Craig, after he made the fake, he does a good job of actually turning downfield and starts running. You look at what this guy's done on the season from a passing standpoint, not all that proficient, but certainly he is a catalyst for this offense, as you saw in that last play.
They put the football down inside the 3-yard line on 1st and goal. Now it's Parker's turn, and Tim Parker's in the end zone. The first touchdown of the afternoon belongs to the Lamar Cougars and Tim Parker.
Craig, they loaded up on the power I. Guidry handed the ball to Parker, and all he had to do was bounce off a couple of his own guys' backs, getting into the end zone. Very well blocked by Lamar's offensive line.
Tim Parker, last year, made a name for himself in the state title win over Denison, and he started off well today with the score. The extra point kick by Brian DeBrell is good, and with 4 minutes and 24 seconds to go in the first quarter, Tim Parker's touchdown run has given the Lamar Cougars a 7-0 lead as they take advantage of the Stephenville turnover after Stephenville had come up with a Lamar fumble.
Yeah, Craig, we'll take another look at this touchdown run, and again, he goes in the power I. Never see his legs stop moving. It's really impressive when you see Tim Parker running. He's got those knees moving up around his midsection. Never stops churning. He bounced off a couple of his own guys, but again, very well blocked up front by the Lamar offensive line, and the 2 lead backs got Parker into the end zone.
So the touchdown there and an impressive scoring drive for the Lamar Cougars after Stephenville had recovered a Lamar fumble. They gave it right back to the Cougs, and they marched it 51 yards in 5 plays. Now it's Stephenville's turn on offense as Larry Walker encourages his defense and special teams to get it done now. And the kickoff for DeBrell to come. Of course, this is state championship Saturday. Other games played and going on at the moment. We'll keep you posted on those contests. DeBrell's kick, a pop-up kick, and a fair catch called for and made by Emmett as he stepped out of bounds at the 33-yard line. So the Stephenville Yellow Jackets go back on offense. And you wonder what Jim Rome is going to say next. Well, one thing about the last word, you'll know there'll be a terrific guest in the hot seat. And you know Rome won't be shy getting his point across. The last word, weeknights at 6 on Fox Sports Southwest. Art Briles has seen his team trail at various times this season, and they have rallied back throughout the course of 1998. First down, and Luker on the keeper. Kellen Luker, good first down running yardage, and that's one of the things that makes Stephenville's offense so dangerous as Marcus Taylor comes up to make the tackle for Lamar. You look for the pass so much, and they cross you up with a run, or in this case, an option, and it works for 8 yards.
And he faked that handoff to Cody Cardwell, who is the outstanding wide receiver who was lined up in the backfield. So again, controlled chaos. That's Stephenville. I mean, they know what they're doing, but they put people in different, they try to create matchups, Craig. And whenever they can take advantage of them, you see, as Luker just did, pick up about 7 or 8 yards on a first down carry from the quarterback position.
Well, Luker can run the football as well as pass, as you saw by the numbers. Here is Ferrazis, and Jimmy Ferrazis has the first down as he takes it out over the 45 to the 46-yard line. Jerry Cargill makes the tackle for Lamar. And Stephenville comes right back and picks up a first down.
It looks like they're going with the no-huddle offense, too, trying to keep Lamar off balance.
Meantime, Luker, after directing the Yellow Jackets to their first down of the afternoon, will look over to the sidelines for the play and operate from the shotgun. Inside handoff to Hunter this time. And Zach Hunter into Lamar territory. Down to the 49-yard line. And he picks up 5. 3 times, of course, Lamar has won state championships, 95, 96, 97. Looking for a 98 state crowd. Pat Howard on the tackle for the Cougars. Meantime, with 2:50 to go in the half, there is confusion and a timeout called by Stephenville as the Yellow Jackets, Lamar rather, wants to discuss things on defense here.
Yeah, I think that no huddle offense, Craig, is kind of getting to Lamar, and they want to make sure that they don't give up a big play. They want to make sure they not only give up the good play, but they want to have the right personnel in, because you see Stephenville, they shuttle in 3 or 4 guys per time. It's difficult to get the to keep your guys meshed with what they're doing from the Marque side of the field, so they actually call the timeout. A pretty smart timeout. If you're not sure this early in the game while you've got a lead, make the timeout so you don't have to give up a big play.
Let's check in with Keith Pletcher.
Right down here at the end zone by Lamar's sideline, there has been, for a program that has won so much in Lamar, there has been tremendous loss. And over the past couple of years, or actually earlier this fall, there were the death of 2 assistant coaches, Coach Damon Sarter and assistant coach Jim Watson. The mother of Jim Watson, Madonna Watson, joins us now. Talk about the events that, of this team rallying around your son's death and devoting this season towards him.
They have just been wonderful, wonderful. They brought a chartered bus for my son's funeral, and his players that he called the Rough Riders were all with me last night. We had our little Christmas party together and opened gifts, and they told me they're going to win this one for him today, and he's up there watching.
Also, guys, there is right above the Lamar tunnel the names of all 3 coaches, both Coach Watson and Coach Sarter, who passed away in September, and also the Coach Bird, who died a couple of years ago, in memory of those brave assistant coaches who have passed away recently, and Lamar is devoting this season towards them. Guys?
All right, thank you very much, Keith, and certainly our best wishes and thoughts go out to the families of those 3 Lamar coaches. Pass from Kellen Luker to Chris Evett picked up 14 yards and a first down for Stephenville. The Yellow Jackets at the Cougar 35, and on the march they had 6 straight passes, 5 straight runs, and now looking to go to the air for the 2nd consecutive time. And Luker with time cannot connect with KC Steve, who was well covered.
Craig, if we back up 2 plays on that pass completion from Luker, what we saw was Lamar came with the inside blitz. They put a lot of pressure on Luker, and Kellen had to roll out way to his right. He was able to pick up the receiver downfield, but again, we got a taste of what Lamar is going to do to try to disrupt this passing juggernaut of Stephenville.
And the speed on Lamar's defense forcing Luker to roll out quite a bit and stay away from the rush.
You bet, a lot sooner than he wanted to.
2nd down and 10. Stephenville at the Cougar 35. Hunter trying to get outside, and that's the speed of which we spoke there. The Lamar defense trapping Zach Hunter for a 7-yard loss. Paul Edmond leading the charge for the Black Swarm defense.
Craig, you're absolutely right. What we see is they try to bounce outside. You're not going to run east and west on this team. You get great pressure initially up front by Marcus Taylor, forcing the running back to go out wide. And Paul Edmond coming from his safety position, I mean, he's a 6'2", 170-pound guy. He's rangy. I mean, he got to the ball in a hurry. And again, you see that pursuit that they have on defense. 3 or 4 guys on the tackle.
Hunter's backward progress was marked at the 40, so it's a 5-yard loss. And on 3rd and 15, it'll be Luker to Cardwell, but Cardwell's going nowhere. Marcus Taylor came over to sling him out of bounds. No gain on the play. And so far, Kellen Luker to Cody Cardwell has been stifled.
And it is their it's the big 2 matchup that we talked about in the pregame. This is the one that they look for. They have so much confidence in each other, Cardwell and Luker, and vice versa. I mean, they believe that they can defeat any defense, double coverage, triple coverage, it doesn't matter. On that particular play, Marcus Taylor did a nice job of getting to Cardwell, not allowing him to get started and slung him out of bounds.
Yellow Jackets moved the ball smartly across midfield, but now have been held and forced to punt. And Evan awaits the snap, standing on his 48-yard line. Nehemiah Johnson waiting on the kick. And this one will be caught, fair caught, by Johnson at the 14-yard line. It's a 36-yard punt. The fair catch made They'll mark it at the 15-yard line, 26 yards on the front. No return as the ball is at the 15-yard line, and the Cougars will now have it back with 1:28 to go in the first quarter, and Lamarque on top 7-0.
A nice job by Nehemiah Glover to fair catch that football, Craig, because you know, anytime that you're down and you're in, you do not want to let that ball hit inside the 10-yard line, or you don't want to field it inside the 10-yard line, and you certainly don't want it to hit anywhere around the 15. So he did a fine job coming up, concentrating, and putting a fair catch on the ball.
And Nehemiah Glover has caught 30 passes as well on offense this year. And on first down, here's the pitch outside of Mario Whitaker, and Whitaker turns it out near the 20-yard line before Justin Funk, the weak side linebacker, makes the tackle. That's a gain of 5.
And again, this is a running back by committee that we talked about, Craig. We've seen Tim Parker, we've seen David Smith, now Mario Whitaker. Sean Guidry's also from the quarterback position had some runs. But I mean, we're seeing these guys just come at you in waves from Lamar. Now, there's no doubt they're going to predominantly run the football. The question is how are they going to attack you? Which guy?
Close to a 6-yard gain on first down. And the Cougars come to the line of scrimmage on second down with Guidry brought down with a one-arm tackle by the middle linebacker, Jack Hodges. Trapped him for a loss of a yard. Now the ball at the 20, inside the 20-yard line.
As Guidry goes down the line, he doesn't even make a fullback fake. That doesn't hold the middle linebacker. Jack Hodges had nothing to bite on other than watch the quarterback. He read Sean Guidry very well, was able to haul him down for no gain.
Third down, but Lamarque will wait until quarter number 2 to snap the football. Into the first quarter of the Class 4A Division II Texas Bowl, and it's Larry Walker's team that has the lead. Lamarque 7, Stevenville 0.
Get ready to taste life for the first time, people. Watch out now.
You want to taste life? Then take a big swig of this new Pepsi One. This one's got it all. The most awesome cola taste that's bigger than the Wild Blue Yonder. But only 1 calorie. You want to taste one? Yeah. You want one? Yeah. You want one? How do you get it?
You got one for me?
Put your tray table up and prepare for takeoff, my man.
New Pepsi One. Curves, angles, one new shape leading to another. It's the geometry of change at the new Dodge, with the introduction of 8 new vehicles in 5 years, which leads us to this pleasing shape, our best sales curve ever. To continue the trend, we're offering up to $1,500 in cash allowances or low interest rates on select models, or great deals on other Dodge models. New shapes, new thinking from the new Dodge. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you for this limited time offer.
You know, I work hard for a living. My land is like part of the family. It takes a special person to understand this kind of bond. And for over 80 years, Lone Star Federal Land Bank Association has specialized in agricultural land financing. They've been here for me in both good times and bad. This year has been a challenge, but my neighbors at Lone Star understand the special needs and challenges facing Texas farmers and ranchers, and that means a lot to me. Lone Star Federal Land Bank Association, a landmark of Texas since 1917.
Second quarter of the 4A state championship in Division II. And so far, the Lamarque fans reason to cheer as the Cougars lead Stephenville's Yellow Jackets 7-0. Third down and 5, and Guidry to throw, if he can. The pressure is on, and down goes Guidry. Cal Gilson, Jack Hodges, among others, lead the assault for Stephenville, and they trap Sean Guidry for a loss back inside the 15-yard line of 7.
Craig, you mentioned Cal Gilson. Watch him on the outside. He not only takes on the block of Tim Parker, he sheds the block and has enough speed and quickness with the pursuit of the other guys to run down Sean Guidry. That's a big play by Cal Gilson.
DeBrown will have to punt, or will he? Cucho, rather, will kick it. Cucho is the punter, and the kick is away. Cardwell let it bounce, and this takes a huge Lamarque roll before Cardwell fields it at the 24. Lamarque with the pursuit downfield, they run him out of bounds. Cody Cardwell chased out of bounds at the 35-yard line. It's an 11-yard return, but it's a 62-yard punt by Cucho. And Cuco with his second punt of the day, and that was a big one. for Lamar.
Greg, you take a look at the first quarter stats, you see the rushing yards obviously very heavily favored for Lamar. They had the big runs by Tim Parker early, and that really helped set him up for that touchdown. Both teams have a turnover. That's pretty even. Time of possession pretty even as well. Really uncharacteristic for the Jacket offense to only have 2 first downs, but again, give a lot of credit to Lamar's defense.
From the 35-yard line, Stephenville on offense. And Luker to throw deep for Cardwell and can't find it. Cardwell was out there, but the pass wasn't there. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Okay, take a look. They line Cody Cardwell up in the slot. They've got a guy on him who's supposed to check him. He actually just releases him, and he releases him to the middle linebacker. Now, these are the types of plays that we're talking about, the matchups that the Stephenville offense is looking for. And again, if Luker has time to look for those kinds of plays, he's going to connect on them. They've got to put pressure on the quarterback.
Pat Howard was the linebacker on the pass coverage there, but Cardwell had sprinted beyond the coverage. The pass just wasn't on the mark. 2nd and 10. Hunter in trouble. Down he goes. Calvin Bradley. A loss back to the 31. They'll give him the 32-yard line as the knee went down there, but Bradley brought down from behind.
Greg, Calvin Bradley's lined up over All-State player Robert Lilly, the guy that we talked about earlier, and he just absolutely defeated him on that play and ran. Again, the speed of this Lamar defense and the athleticism of these guys is just phenomenal.
3rd down and 13, and see that Stephenville did such a good job in the first quarter all season long, but trailing right now early in the second. There's a pass, however, and a first down for the Yellow Jackets on the sprint out from the shotgun. Luker finds Chris Evans for 16 yards and a first down. And Shay, that's a unique element that we see on that shotgun where he sprints to the side, does Kellen Luker, and throws on the run.
Yeah, I'm not so sure he didn't get an early start. Did a pretty athletic move going back behind him to catch him. It was 2 good catches on that play.
That's the quarterback going in motion.
That really should have been motion because he did leave early.
1st and 10 on the 48, and this will be motion against Stephenville. Cody Cardwell was the man who leaped early off the line of scrimmage that time. It's a very eager offensive team as they sprint downfield, but it'll cost them 5.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense. 5-yard penalty, repeat, first down.
You know, Greg, it's not uncommon when you have 5 and 6 players who are eligible receivers on each play, including your receivers, your backs, and everybody else, that the timing of this offense is critical. It's absolutely critical. So when you get into your route, when you make your cut, because a lot of guys are cutting off of you and feeding off of you, and sometimes have a tendency to try to get out a little early and make sure you're on the right track.
1st and 15 for Stephenville. They swing the pass out to Hunter, and Zach Hunter is going nowhere. Marcus Taylor coming over from his outside linebacker spot, along with help from Paul Edmond, the free safety. Picks up nothing there, and it'll be 2nd down and 15. Here you get a good look at Marcus Taylor. Taylor, one of 4 very tough linebackers for Lamar in their split 6 scheme, or 4 down linemen, 4 linebackers, 3 in the secondary. On 2nd and 15, the pass this time to Cardwell, and he loses yardage and the football. Down at the 39-yard line, Lamar all over the ball. The question is, did they recover it? Art Briles arguing, saying that Cody Cardwell was down.
This is going to be an unpopular decision, but it's Lamar's ball.
It is indeed. The Cougars will take over at the Stephenville 39. Art Briles can't believe the call, and we'll have to take another look.
Greg, we're watching again the pursuit of Lamar's defense. Watch the way these guys get out. I mean, just unbelievable pursuit to the football. Now, they're arguing that he was down, and that's why I said this is going to be an unpopular call. But Cardwell, I mean, again, Cardwell 5'10", 170 with good speed, just getting dragged down, and he dropped the ball. Boy, tough call at game speed. And Lamar, again, pursuing to the ball. Their defense, they were all over that football.
2 Stephenville turnovers, and now Lamar in business at the Jacket 39. And this time it's Guidry faking the reverse, going to the air, incomplete, but the flag goes down. And Keith McCormick, the linebacker, dropping back in pass coverage on Mario Whitaker, might have been guilty of interference.
You're absolutely right, Craig. He was guilty of interference because as he went back, he never saw the football. A bootleg and a fake reverse by Lamar to kind of keep that defense off balance.
Got holding on the offense. Got defensive pass interference. Offset, replay the down.
Stevenville gets the break there because of the Lamar hold on the offense. The defense with the pass interference. Offsetting penalties. And it'll be first down again at the 39-yard line. Larry Walker's team up 7-0. 8:46 to go in the half. Jamal Shelton is a receiver, but they'll run the ball to Parker, or David Smith rather, and Smith is down to a 36. Ball came out there, and the Stephenville folks feel they came up with a loose football. The officials say no. Down was David Smith. And once again, Art Briles in disagreement and waiting on the replay as he looks up at the giant screen here at Texas Stadium.
And both of these loose balls have happened almost in the same place in the field, right in front of the Stephenville bench. Take a look here. See David Smith, he tries to pop it outside as he's going to his left. Puts a move on the first guy, but then he gets caught by the pursuit. He looks like he was down.
Good call by the officials there.
And it was a decisive call by the officials. That wasn't question. I mean, he was marking him down well before the ball was advanced.
Second down and 7. Whitaker for a few inside the 35 and down to the 33-yard line. Let's go down to the sidelines and Keith Fletcher.
All right, Craig, Midridge Forge dislocated his elbow, and he will not return. As you see, he's in his street clothes, and he is getting some consoling from his teammates, and he's urging them on. He's now a cheerleader because he will not return, guys.
All right, thanks very much. And that's a loss. Mindrick Ford, of course, key member of that defensive front for the Lamar Cougars.
Craig, you're absolutely right. He is one of the key cogs in there that allow those athletic linebackers to run so well. Is because he's a small guy. He's a perfect nose guard size, 5'8", 230.
Mindrick Ford,
the short, wide-bodied guy, and he ties up a lot of folks in front. They're going to miss him.
Third down and 5, Lamar. At the Yellow Jacket 34, Parker brought down. Jack Hodges filling the gap again. Makes the stop. And there's a flag down as well. I would imagine if this is against Lamar, well, it would be a decision for Art Briles. It would be fourth down and a long 4 or third and longer.
Good unsportsmanlike. Dead balls on the offense.
In this case, Stephenville is more than happy to accept the dead ball foul. And that is something Larry Walker can't be pleased with, to see his team commit a dead ball foul. 15 yards, and that takes it all the way down to the 49-yard line.
Yeah, that's just mental. That's losing your cool. And Lamar should have enough composure. This is their 4th consecutive state championship game, Greg. They should have enough composure to not draw that kind of a penalty.
On now for the punt. Daniel Kuko, Cardwell, and Briles back deep to receive the kick, and it was a high snap, but Kuko gets it away, and Cardwell calls everyone off and then lunges for the football and makes the catch at the 19-yard line.
That'll make your coach's heart stop a little bit when you when you field a punt like that.
30 yards on the punt and no return, and it's at the 19-yard line, and Stephenville will have it back. You know, we're approaching the midway point of the first half. Stephenville trying to get its offense in gear. They still trail 7-0.
If you love golf and have had a chance to play much in the last few months, then you're probably familiar with the amazing success of the Tri-Metal line of fairway woods. Well, now there's a new Tri-Metal, and if you like the fairway woods, you're gonna love the Tri-Metal D.
The Tri-Metal Driver is another Lamar breakthrough in multi-material technology and design. Independent tests proved the Tri-Metal Driver was 73% straighter and carried 9 yards longer than the Callaway Great Big Bertha.
Here's how you can get the same driver so many players are already playing. The Tri-Metal D.
Call the number on your screen now to order the new Lamar Tri-Metal Driver for only 4 easy payments of $74.95. By calling now, you'll receive this Roger Maltby golf video and a free subscription to Great Golf Magazine.
Like the Fairway Woods before, this driver's not oversized. It's the right size.
Call now and be the first in your group with the new Tri-Metal Driver from Lamar Golf.
The real tough guys don't play for the hype or the money. They're warriors who play to win. Check out the 98 Tough Guys team on Sunday. You'll see what I mean.
7-0 lead. Lamar in the holiday spirit. And out front of Stevenville here in the 4A Division II Texas ball. I started to say, Shea Walker, that we're nearly halfway through the second quarter. Stevenville's been kept off the scoreboard. We're talking about a team that averages 45 points a game.
And so far, Lamar's defense has held him to 3 first downs and only 60 yards.
Luker with the ball on his hip now goes deep and has a man inside the 30-yard line. A.B. Combs, his 27th catch of the year, and it goes for 53 yards.
Okay, take a look at the play fake by Kellen Luker. Hides the ball behind his back. He sits and delivers a strike. Now, Paul Edmond, number 14, the safety, he didn't read the play. He broke on the wrong angle. He was in position, but he just took the wrong angle. And Luker delivers a nice strike downfield.
And A.B. Combs comes up with a catch for the 53-yard gain. Now Stevenville right back to work. And it's Zach Hunter on the ground. Nice running by Hunter to break tackles, and he picks up a first down. Hunter to the 18-yard line. That's 11 yards and a first down before Paul Edmonds can run him out of bounds.
Craig, I guess we should stop talking about Stevenville's ineptness on offense. As soon as we do, here they come with 2 big plays. You know, again, Lamar defense running and pursuing the ball very well. Pat Howard, the middle linebacker, the standout middle linebacker, had a bead on Zach Hunter. He just could not bring him down, and Hunter, showing that he can run the ball physical, turned it upfield, and actually broke about 2 more tackles, getting close to the first down.
Now Zach Hunter was ruled to have stepped out of bounds just shy of the first down marker, so he's a little bit short, and it'll bring up second down in inches here with 6.5 minutes to go in the first half. Stevenville trying to counter Lamar's early score as the Cougars took advantage of a Yellow Jacket turnover. And now it is second and inches here as you see the football inside the Cougar 20-yard line.
You know, up until this drive, Lamar has done exactly what they want to do. Run ball control offense, keep Stevenville's offense off the field. And they've actually whittled the clock down to midway through the second quarter, but now Stevenville's on the march.
Ferrazis gets the call this time and stopped. Was Jimmy Ferrazis hit hard by Pat Howard right at the 20-yard line and might even have lost about half a yard.
Greg, I think Pat Howard may have been a little upset about missing that last tackle because he made sure that there was no missing this. Watch as he comes through, just draws the beat on it, and again, gets a lot of help in there from the folks inside. Adrian Alexander also helping out with the tackle.
Third down as we move inside. 6 minutes to go in the half. Luker on the keeper, and that's enough for the first down for Stevenville. So straight ahead goes Kellen Luker, and the Yellow Jackets move the sticks. And the clock will start moving again after they reset the chains. The ball is at the 18-yard line. 5:54 to go first half. Lamar 7, Stevenville nothing. It should be noted that in the 2 prior state championship meetings between these 2 schools, Lamar led both of those games before Stevenville came back to win. There's a pass and the Yellow Jacket touchdown. T.J. Douglas, the sophomore tight end from Kellen Luker. And on that pass, Kellen Luker has set a new single-season state passing record for most yardage. On for the conversion. Evatt, the kick, and we're tied.
Greg, let's take a look here at Kellen Luker. Drops straight back, little three-step drop. He's looking right at Howard. Douglas never took his eyes off. Douglas did a nice job of concentrating as the guy was coming across in front. Touchdown, Stephenville.
5:39 to go in the half. We're tied.
Is it pain? Is it pleasure? Gatorade, is it in you?
If you're one of the few out there who still think a burger's a burger's a burger, you ought to drive into Sonic.
For our cheeseburger and ring special, featuring your choice of our made-to-order chili cheeseburger, smoky bacon cheeseburger, or zesty jalapeno cheeseburger. Take your choice, plus a side of onion rings for just $2.99.
When it comes to great burgers fixed just the way you like them, we're the tops.
Drive in for a change at Sonic. This month, try our new holiday eggnog shake.
Sometimes when you're shopping for lumber, it's hard to find a good piece. You run into flaws like these. Pitch pockets, warped, waned. That's why Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse carries Top Choice lumber. Top Choice is guaranteed free from most defects, so you get lumber that's straighter with fewer knots and less bark for no more than some places charge for lower quality lumber. Ooh, see this? We call that kindling. No good. Top Choice lumber at Lowe's. Because when it comes to lumber, Lowe's knows.
There's one of the many targets Kellen Luker may hit during the course of a game. And on that pass, as we told you, Kellen Luker has become the single-season passing record holder in any classification. 4,529 yards at this point. Stevenville, of course, would tell you they have bigger fish to fry, but that's a nice start there. And this is a classic Stevenville drive, Shea Walker, when you look at how quickly they did it, and in as few a plays as they marched the 81 yards to score the game-tying touchdown. Here's the kick. Fair catch called for by one player for Lamar, and the Stephenville players and coaches extremely upset, and rightfully so.
As well they should be.
One of the Cougars brought it out to the 30-yard line. That was Nehemiah Glover after Olin Gamble had called for a fair catch. And Mike Buck and his crew looking it over, and I never saw a flag, and Art Briles is saying, how about throwing one?
Stephenville's doing what you call a directional or a pooch kick on the kickoff, and they're trying to get the guy. And it's a smart play by Lamar to wave the fair catch. But again, as he's waving the fair catch, Nehemiah Glover never saw him waving for the fair catch. He ends up fielding the ball and trying to return it. That should be a penalty against Lamar.
Yeah, and Art Briles not happy about it. Nevertheless, the Cougars have it on 1st and 10. It is Smith with the call, and Smith has to work hard just to get back near the line of scrimmage. Keith McCormick tracks him down, but he lost at least, I started to say a half yard on the play. The forward progress will get him close to the original line of scrimmage. There's one of the members of the Cougar offense, tight end Ben Lockett. 5 minutes to go in the half. We've got the battle we expected between these two. Second down. This time it's Parker moving the pile forward, but only for a couple before the Jackets swarm to bring him down. And once more, it's Jack Hodges along with Clark Boone who lead the charge for Stephenville.
And Lamar has had some success running off the left side again behind Big Claude Terrell, but on that particular play, Parker could not get anything going, and Jack Hodges filling in very quickly and bringing Parker down, and that's no easy task. Parker, a big, strong, physical back. Hodges did a good job of wrapping up and bringing him down.
3rd down and 7 for Lamar. The Cougars will split out 3 wide receivers with Parker the lone setback. And Guidry looks to throw, and he won't. Sean Guidry is sacked. That's a loss of 8 yards, and the fired-up Yellow Jacket defense comes over to make the tackle. Cal Gilson, and also coming on the blitz, the strong safety B.J. Mercer.
Greg, they are both coming like missiles off of the corner. Parker, the back, has to make a pick. He picks the outside guy. Guidry stops and just right into the arms. Doesn't even have a chance, never has a chance to even look downfield and throw the football.
Kukoc to punt. Riles and Cardwell ready for the kick. And this is a good one. Cardwell, fair catch at the 39-yard line, and that's where Stevenville will have momentum right now after the 36-yard punt on the side of those who cheer for the Jackets. 3 minutes, 21 seconds to go in the half in a 7-7 tie. And after Stephenville marched 81 yards in 5 plays in just a minute 18, you know they have plenty of time, as well as all 3 of their timeouts, to try to get a go-ahead score.
Absolutely, and they did it in typical Stephenville fashion. They had the big Luker to A.B. Combs pass that got it started, and a tough run by Zach Hunter. And then again, they look through, they find the tight end, T.J. Douglas, roaming down the middle of the field. That's typical for these guys. Everybody gets involved in this offense.
Nose of the football just shy of the 40. Luker to Cardwell, and Cody Cardwell gets behind the defense, and Stephenville strikes again. This time for 46 yards. The first time tonight that it's really meant a big gainer from Luker to Cardwell.
Craig, on this play, Cardwell is just running free. And again, this is the matchups that Stephenville continues to try and create. They bring in a lot of guys. They line Cardwell up out wide. They line him up in the backfield. On that particular play, they had him in the slot. When he ran downfield, the linebacker just released him. I mean, if you're not used to trying to defend this offense, it's not easy.
Well, it took Stephenville all of 9 seconds to move the football 46 yards. And the Jackets knocking at the door again. Hunter, this time pops as he penetrates deeper into Lamar territory. Calvin Bradley on the tackle. Gain of a couple. And Zach Hunter will come off the field.
Can you talk about all the things that they do with Cardwell? On that particular play, Craig, they had him lined up in the backfield at the start. They put him in motion. He goes all the way out to the trips receiver side, lines up in the slot. So again, I mean, they just disguise and scheme and try to put these guys and create matchups.
After a slow start, Kellen Luker is really on a roll now. 2nd down and 8. Luker to throw again. Incomplete. Luker had connected on 6 consecutive passes prior to that incompletion. He had started out 4 out of 10 for 32 yards and had lost a fumble, and then completed 6 consecutive passes for 129 yards and a touchdown until that ball was thrown behind Cardwell.
And again, what they're trying to do, they had Cardwell lined up in the wingback position, trying to actually hide him a little bit behind the tight end and the right tackle, and he just ran a flood route. It took it a while to develop, but Luker rolling out. That's the thing what Lamarque is going to have to do if they want to stop or slow down this high-powered Yellow Jacket offense. They're going to have to get their ends, the defensive ends, to press upfield and not allow Luker this broad umbrella to run around and look for receivers, because if he does, if he has that time, he'll pick you apart.
3rd down and 8, and the quick pass this time over to Evan. But that's short of the 1st down as Marcus Taylor strung out the play well, and Chris Evan had no sideline with which to work, and now Stephenville will have to try to settle for 3 points.
For this offense, Craig, that's like a running play. I mean, really, that's the same effect. It's much like Joe Tiller's offense up at Purdue right now, the one that he ran at Wyoming. Same thing. I mean, you just put these guys out, you throw them little short passes, and you let them pick up 2 or 3 yards. That's just as good as a run.
J.W. Bourne will try a 29-yard field goal out of the hold of Casey Steed. Bourne with 9 field goals this season. Make it 10. 93 seconds to go in the first half. And for the first time in the 4A Division II Texas Bowl, it's the team from Erath County that has the lead. Art Briles, Stephenville Yellow Jackets are now on top 10-7. As we told you, it is a very busy state championship Saturday, and for more on that, let's check in with our High School Extra Live studio and Randy McElvoy.
Very much, Craig. Got an update from the Class 3A Division II ball game between Newton and Dangerfield. This one's taking place at Homer Bryce Stadium in Nacogdoches. We can update this ball game for you at the half. Newton leads Dangerfield 14-0. We'll have another update on this one coming up at the half of Marque Stevenville. Plus, we'll hear from Aledo's Tim Buchanan. He joins us on set during the half. Correct?
Trying to claim the school's second ever state crown down in Homer Bryce in the Piney Woods. Here at the home of the Dallas Cowboys, it is Stephenville, which has its first lead of the day on J.W. Boren's 29-yard field goal. But Lamar has time, and the Cougars have 2 timeouts as well. And back deep to receive the kick for the Lamar Cougars. Trevor McKenzie, one of the players, and that's David Smith, who's standing at the 5-yard line. This, however, will not get to him. In fact, it'll be a fair catch made by Olin Gamble. And Lamarck will have it at the Cougar 27 with 1:31 to go first half. Now we'll see if Larry Walker's got something in store that will see the Cougars move the ball quickly downfield.
Craig, Lamarque has the athletes to make big plays, but again, they are a predominantly running team, a ball control type offense. I'd be surprised to see them try to get exotic with the passing game, going deep downfield. They may try to short stuff and see if they can't get some completion.
Well, on first down, they tried to connect with Nehemiah Glover, did Sean Kidry, but the pass was broken up. Good coverage by the cornerback, Brady Gunn. So to bring up 2nd and 10, 1:27 to go.
You talk about their inability to really be an effective passing team, even though they put up some decent numbers passing. The one telling stat to me is that Guidry has 6 touchdowns, but he has 13 interceptions.
From the shotgun again. Sean Guidry to throw again, and overthrows his wide open target, Willard Smith, who was out there. Smith was out there beyond the defense. The pass wasn't there, and then Tim Parker was shaken up, I think, blocking. That's Parker, who's having to hobble off the field. Certainly hope from the Lamar perspective that that's not serious. That would be a serious blow to the Cougars. 3rd down and 10.
Now, Craig, before this drive, Lamar has only attempted 1 pass play, so we've seen him already put 2 up. Really out of character for the Lamar Cougars.
Now on 3rd and 10, that goes nowhere. Mario Whitaker, as Stephenville did not fight on the fake. Jack Hodges swallowed up Whitaker, and it's 4th down, and the Yellow Jackets use a timeout. 1:14 is a world of time when you have the type of offense that Art Briles employs.
You're absolutely right, and if you think about it, the 2 pass plays, Craig, really stopping the clock on incompletes has given Stephenville quite a bit of time. That's why they hurried up and called this timeout after stuffing the 3rd down play. Now they've got more than enough time than they've needed so far to put points on the board to get some more.
It's a loss of 2. Stephenville did not have to take a timeout on that field goal drive, so they still have 2 timeouts remaining. And Lamarque must punt the ball back to the Yellow Jackets. First quarter had Lamarque in control of the momentum, their defense controlling the pace of the game. They took advantage of a Kellen Luker fumble to drive, 51 yards in 5 plays. Tim Parker finished the march with a 3-yard run. But in the second quarter, Stephenville has gotten its passing game in gear.
It has, and really, it's been effective because Lamarque in those first few series in the first quarter, Craig, they were able to put pressure on Kellen Luker. And so far, since that time, they have not been able to. And it's a function of the little short passes, a couple of good runs by Zach Hunter, and then the deep strikes. I mean, now the Lamar defense is kind of guessing they're not as aggressive as they were at the beginning of the game.
Daniel Kukoc went for punt. And another nice kick, and Cody Cardwell calls for and makes a fair catch at the 44-yard line. A 31-yard punt, but now Stephenville will have it at the Yellow Jacket 44 with 1:09 to go in the half, and the Jackets have 2 timeouts.
And we've seen how effective their offense can be. I mean, these guys, again, they'll shuttle 5 and 6 players in. They always keep fresh legs in their wide receiver position and their skill position guys. Kellen Luker is an outstanding quarterback. He's shown some really impressive arm strength on a couple of those deep balls that he's throwing, and the accuracy is pretty impressive as well.
From the 44, Luker from the shotgun with 3 receivers line up on one side, but Luker's going down. Sacked. And it was Andre Castile who's come in on the defensive front. Castile, a 165-pound junior, makes the tackle there, and Stephenville has to use its second timeout.
That's what it's going to take if Lamar wants to slow down this offense. They've got to get good upfield pressure and not allow Kellen Luker the opportunity to look around. And you'll see, as we take a look at the replay, he's 7 yards back. He's like a tailback in an I formation, and yet Lamar's still able to put some pressure on him. They brought an outside backer on a blitz. It was Adrian Porter, I believe, coming on the blitz, and then he forced him right into the arms of Andre Castile. That's what Lamar has to do. They've got to disrupt that passing game. If they allow Luker to sit back, it's going to be a long day.
Porter is the rover, and he came roving in to force Luker up in the pocket, and that's when Castile finished the tackle. Castile, along with Charles Lemons, part of a 2-man combo that Larry Walker's having to use right now on the defensive line to replace the injured Mydrick Ford.
And they're going to be relying on some of the backups that are being played. You know, their best defensive lineman, a guy named Shan Bowie. He broke his leg against Texas City. He's suited up today. He's probably not going to play, but he was a guy who was a dominant force on this Lamar defense earlier in the year.
2nd and 11. Stephenville with 1 timeout and 59 seconds. And there's that sprint out from the shotgun, Luker, and the pass caught by Cardwell. That's a Stephenville special and a first down as Luker connects with Cardwell for 15 yards. This is so difficult to defend when your quarterback is sprinting out of that shotgun.
Yeah, we've seen the play before. It looks like he's going in motion early. Although he's not moving towards the ball, he's actually going lateral.
And if he's the only man moving, it is a legal move at that point. If he's the only man moving.
He's the only man moving, you're correct.
It's like a back in motion.
As he goes lateral.
It is first down at the 42-yard line. And Luker with a lot of time as he comes back. It's an incomplete pass. He tried to connect with Bourne. And Bourne, who of course is the team's place kicker and who gave Stephenville the lead with that field goal a few moments ago, short hopped the ball. Clock stops with 49 seconds remaining first half.
And we're seeing Lamar really vary what they do on defense. On that particular play, they only were rushing 3 guys, or trying to rush 3 guys. But the way that the snap, at the time that the snap had, you saw Lamar's defensive line, Craig, they were still trying to adjust and get in the right gaps. Ball is snapped, Luker's already on the move.
2nd down and 10. Luker from the shotgun, this time the inside handoff to Hunter in big running room, but Lamar closes the hole quickly when it looked like Zach Hunter was going to break it free and get big yards. Adrian Alexander helped slow him down, and the Cougars then managed to catch up. Castile helping out on the tackle.
Well, Zach Hunter is fortunate that the middle linebacker, Pat Howard, was on the blitz because he ran right by him trying to get to Luker. And Zach Hunter did a fine job of just cutting it up inside.
Clock moves and just 20 seconds to go in the half. Luker this time the sprint out to the left. The catch made by Combs. And Combs gets out of bounds, and it looks like he may have enough for the first down with 14 seconds to go in the half. John Lewis wraps him up. It is enough for the first down, and the ball is at the 33-yard line.
Luker again just rolling out to his left. You can see the poise that this guy has as a quarterback, though, Craig. He takes his time, because that's hard for a right-handed quarterback rolling to his left to deliver a real catchable football. He did a fine job of squaring up his shoulders and delivered a strike.
Stephenville has 1 timeout left. Luker going deep, and he's got a man. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets, Chris Evans. .33 yards, Luker to Evans, and Stephenville hits a big pass before the half expires to expand the lead.
Craig, talked about the accuracy and the arm strength of Luker. Again, just delivers a perfect strike. Right downfield to Evans, never broke stride.
Extra point is good, and just as he did on his first touchdown pass, Kellen Luker's second touchdown pass is a record setter. The first one for passing yardage in a season. That one has given Kellen Luker the Texas high school career record for passing yardage. But more important, from the Stephenville perspective, the Jackets now lead by 10 at 17-7.
Craig, and there was about a minute and 10 seconds, actually a minute 9 left in the game, or in the half, excuse me, when Lamar had the football, and they attempted 2 pass plays, stopped the clock on the incompletes. They tried a running play on third down, got stuffed by the Stephenville defense, who promptly called a timeout. Now they're back in the end zone for another touchdown. That's a big turn for this football game.
There you see the new mark, 8,227. The career passing yardage record belongs to Kellen Luker. This young man, of course, the son of Alan Luker, the coach of back-to-back 6-man state champions in 1992 and 93 at Panther Creek, moved his family to Stephenville, became a middle school coach there because he knew that his son had a gift of that right arm. And Art Briles certainly happy to have him in the offense. The Can fans rattle their approval as J.W. Bourne sets to kick off. Another high short kick. And Stephenville will see Lamar have it at the 34-yard line and 7 seconds to go in the first half.
Well, we're seeing how much respect Stephenville has for Lamar's return men, because they are not even attempting to kick the ball beyond the 30-yard line. I mean, they're perfectly comfortable giving it to Lamar's offense anywhere between the 27 and 35-yard line.
So now, Lamar one final play here before the half, and the Cougars, who had a 7-0 lead, have some discussion to come if they are to continue their hold on the state championship when we reach halftime. It'll be Guidry on the keeper. And Guidry goes down to the 40-yard line, and we've come to the end of the first half. Lamar struck first, but it is Stephenville that has the lead here at halftime, because Kellen Luker and Cody Cardwell and the rest of the Yellow Jacket passing attack is alive and well in quarter number 2. Let's go down to Keith Fletcher.
All right, Craig, thanks a lot. Coach Walker, I know you didn't want Cody Cardwell to kill you. He's not so much, but many other receivers are.
Well, they're making the big plays on us. We can't give up the big plays, and that's what we did here in the last half, gave the big plays. We got to eliminate them getting the big play on us. I don't believe they can just drive the ball, but they're so quick they can do big play on us. That's what they're doing.
Good luck in the second half, Coach. Thanks a lot. We're going to send it out to the High School Extra Life studios and Randy McAvoy for our halftime show. Much more to come after this break. It is 17-7. The Yellow Jackets lead Lamar at the 4A Division II Texas Bowl.
Hey, Mr. Internet Wonder Boy. What? Over here. Over here. You think you got it all, don't you? Well, but there's this tiny little voice inside saying there's got to be something new, something that makes you want to stand up and say, yeah, baby, this is what I need. Yeah. Here it is. New Pepsi One. Massive cola taste, only 1 calorie. It's got it all. And you know what it's saying to you, don't you? No. Put down your mouse and curl up with me, baby, because I'm all you ever need. I want that. You want that. I want that. He wants that. Now you got it all, baby.
New Pepsi One. It's the simple things. A place of your own to enjoy. To build the life your family has always dreamed of. And if that dream includes becoming part of rural America, your Lone Star Federal Land Bank Association is just a phone call away. For over 80 years, Lone Star has been making dreams come true with a wide variety of loan packages designed especially for Texas farmers, ranchers, and even recreational homeowners. Lone Star Federal Land Bank Association, the bank of generations.
For the warning signs. Let Dig Test help you locate buried facilities before you dig. Call before you dig.
We're at the half of the 4A Division II Championship. Stephenville up on Lamar 17-7. Hi, everybody. I'm Randy McEvoy alongside Aledo head football coach Tim Buchanan, the 3A Division I champions from a week ago. He'll help us analyze the first half of this 4A game coming up in just a few minutes. But first, let's head out to Nacogdoches. It's the 3A Division II Championship at Bryce Stadium in Nacogdoches between Newton and Dangerfield. Our very own Chris Tynan standing by live with the update on this ball game. Chris?
Well, Randy, you know, this was expected to be a low-scoring game, and it was a low-scoring game until just about a few minutes ago. We are 3:06 left in the fourth quarter. Newton has a 21-0 lead. This game, all the scoring done by Newton. Now, Santa Claus, he let in this Dangerfield team early. He was allowed to place those 70 degrees at game time. Coach Randy McFarland in his first year, not too many mistakes in this game. But after a Newton fumble, Dangerfield throws an interception. Rod Gully with the pickup. But Newtonville, they couldn't score on this play. The first offensive chance came for Dangerfield, but Adam Hall misses a 27-yard field goal. And the Newton fans certainly like that. Later in the second, the Eagles had a chance to score. Clifford Davis gets the call, the 1-yard touchdown run. 7-0, Newton had the lead. Now Dangerfield had a chance with 1 second left in the half. They threw into the end zone, but it was incomplete. 7-0 at the half. In the second half, after being intercepted in the end zone, Newton comes back strong. David Walker hits Myron Davis 52 yards for the score. It was 14-0, and Newton has just scored again. And as we said, they have a 21-0 lead in this game. Newtonville last won their state title back in 1974 when Coach Barbre was an assistant coach. It looks like in 3 minutes he may win his first title as a head coach. Randy, we'll try to get some of that celebration back to you.
Yeah, we hope to hear from you again. Quick question, has Dangerfield mounted any kind of offensive attack this afternoon? I know they haven't put any points on the board, but have they made any runs at all on any drives?
Not really. They haven't gotten very close. The only time they got close was on a mistake by Newton when they fumbled the ball, but it's really been all Newton in this game. Dangerfield, not too many chances. They've done a lot of 3-and-outs in this game. Not too many chances to score. Randy?
All right, Chris, hopefully we'll check in with you in just a few minutes. Maybe some celebration from, looks like it's going to be the Newton Eagles, the 3A Division II state champions. Again, Aledo head coach Tim Buchanan joining us now with the analysis of the first half of the 4A playoff game. I appreciate you stopping by. We're going to break away. When we come back, we're going to take a look at this first half. I know you've got some points you want to get across. Marque and Stephenville leading the Cougars right now 17-7. They are at the half at Texas Stadium. Stay with us for championship day of the high school extra coming at you. Stay with us.
In his first year as head coach after moving over to almost 5, and the ball is lost by Gidry.
There was an old woman who lived in a funky retro house, kind of shaped like a shoe. Had so many kids and a whole lot to do. To keep up with it all, she called Southwestern Bell and went wireless with someone she knew pretty well. After all, she has places to go, people to see. For the first time in her life, she's totally free. And the moral is, go with someone you know and live happily ever after.
Get ready to taste life for the first time, people.
Watch out now! You want to taste life? Then take a big swig of this new Pepsi One. This one's got it all. The most awesome cola taste. That's bigger than the Wild Blue Yonder. But only 1 calorie. You want to taste one? Yeah. You want one? Yeah. You want one? How do you get it?
You got one for me?
Put your tray table up and prepare for takeoff, my man.
New Pepsi One.
I can tell by looking whether a vehicle's been driven hard or not. This guy's one of my regular customers. Scorched brake rotors, beat up oil pan, probably never takes his foot off the gas. He trusts me to make sure it performs, and I trust CarQuest Auto Parts. I mean, you never know. Someday you might need to give me a ride.
CarQuest for AC Delco rapid-fire spark plugs. Older cars' engines can run rougher. Bring back that new car feel with AC Delco rapid-fire spark plugs. CarQuest, the professional choice.
Welcome back to our championship day coverage of the high school extra live. We're in game 2 of our doubleheader from Texas Stadium, 4A Division II championship. Lamarque trailing Stephenville right now 17-7. Joining us now is Aledo head football coach Tim Buchanan. Of course, they won the 3A Division I championship a week ago. Belated congratulations, and I know it was a big weekend for you guys and a big celebration in Aledo this week, huh?
Yeah, it really has been, and it's still going on. I imagine it'll go all the way through Christmas.
All right, you watched the first half along with me. Let's get to the highlights of Lamarque and Stephenville from the first and second quarter, first half action, and kind of check out what happened. First quarter, early turnover by Lamarque. Stephenville's B.J. Mercer recovers. The Jackets get it, though, Tim, and what do you know? They cough it right back to Lamarque.
Yeah, both teams have been having trouble with quarterback-center exchange, quarterback-running back exchange. I think they've got those things out of them.
Next play from scrimmage, that is Tim Parker, the all-state candidate for Lamarque. Big-time hole right there, all the way down to Stephenville's 19. Good to establish that running game, Tim, and then, of course, you get it close. It's tough to stop Parker.
Big-time running back right there, 6 foot, 220-pounder, tough to tackle.
All right, let's pick it up later in the second quarter now. Lamarque still up 7-0. Jackets on the move. Kellen Luker going deep to A.B. Cole. Nice grab right there inside the 30 all the way down to the Lamarque 28-yard line. Then with about 5:45 left in the half, it's Luker to T.J. Doles, a sophomore tight end. That ties the game at 7. And Kellen Luker, Tim, has just been on fire in the second half. Beautiful passer out there.
Great quarterback. He's going to continue to do this, I think, all game long, just throw the football downfield.
There's another touchdown pass. Luker now setting the high school record for career passing yardage, over 8,200 yards in his career at Stephenville. And again, the updated score at the half. Stephenville with that late touchdown leading Lamarque 17-7. They are at the half at Texas Stadium. We're going to break away on our championship day coverage of High School Extra Live. We've got a lot more for you coming up. Stay with us.
Thomas and the Lobos battle Big Todd McCullough and the Huskies. Christmas Eve hoops, Thursday at 2 on Fox Sports Southwest.
Listen to this. You can save up to 50% or more on real estate through bank foreclosures. Introducing the Foreclosure Magazine, the most timely, accurate, and complete source for bank foreclosure information available anywhere. Hear for yourself the results.
We got this handyman special worth $65,000 for only $12,000.
We saved over $50,000. I never thought we could afford property like this.
Our subscription to Foreclosure Magazine helped us to save more than $250,000.
My neighbors paid over $50,000 for their condos. With Foreclosure Magazine, I found a bank foreclosure for less than $20,000 and saved over $30,000.
Call now and learn how to get this free video with all the steps to buying foreclosures. Learn how the pros buy foreclosed property.
Thanks, Foreclosure Magazine.
Thank you, Foreclosure Magazine.
To order your 3-month subscription and free video, please call the number on your screen and have your credit card ready now.
NFL action every night on Fox Sports News. No one covers your home team like our all-pro lineup. Highlights, insights every night. Catch the NFL on Fox Sports News. Weeknights. Check local listings.
And we are back on our championship day coverage of High School Extra Live. Very big day. 5 new state champions crowned all afternoon into this evening. One big game coming up later tonight at Texas Stadium. Game 3 of a triple header at Texas Stadium. The 2A Division II championship will pit the Salina Bobcats against the Yellow Jackets from Elysian Fields. For more on that game, let's go back out to Texas Stadium. Check in with our very own Keith Fletcher for a preview. Keith?
Salina, the winningest football coach actively in Texas football, more than 340 wins in his career. Of those, 4 outright or co-state championships. He knows very well what it's like to take a team to the state title game earlier this week. He talked about taking a team to the title.
Oh, I don't know that there's anything, that you can tell them that you don't tell them all year long. It's just kind of, you finally reach the point that you've been talking about all the time. You start out in the fall, and that's the thing you're wanting to reach is the state championship game. And once you get there, it's kind of a relief, I think, the week before when you get there and you just realize that now we're going to really get to play in this game.
Now, hot on his trails is Chad Morris, the head coach of Elysian Fields, 40 career wins and counting. But at least you got your team to a state championship in your first year at the school. What an incredible feeling it must be to come in and make that kind of difference on a program.
Well, it's definitely been a remarkable season. Our kids really came together. We kind of had some questions earlier in the season, midway through, and had to have some senior leadership step up and help us out a lot. But we're excited to be here and look forward to a good ball game.
You have the 3A Offensive Player of the Year, and Chad Harris, your running back, or Chris Harris, talk about his skills and what he can do possibly to this Salina defense.
Well, Chris is a what we call a flat-out burner. He runs a 4.3 in the 40, extremely quick off the ball. One of the best first steps I've ever coached in a kid. Chris is he's raw right now, and he's learning how to be a tailback. Changing offenses from last year's split back veer, it's been a little adjustment to him.
Good luck, Coach.
Well, thank you very much.
That's Chad Morris, the head coach of Elysian Fields. He will direct his team against the Salina Bobcats later tonight at Texas Stadium for the Class 2A Division II Texas Bowl. Randy, back to you in the studio.
Yeah, Keith, before we let you go, quick question on the Lamar Stephenville game. You were there up close and personal. Tell me a little bit about what you think about the Stephenville offense. Looks like Luker is starting to pick apart that Lamar secondary a little bit.
Yeah, and the surprising thing is that it's not happening from Cody Cardwell. He's not the key receiver. He did have the one big bomb that set up the field goal, but otherwise, Luker is spreading the passes around, and that's the big key right now.
All right, thanks a lot, Keith. We'll hear from you a little bit later on in the second half, Lamarque and Stephenville. Well, some outstanding performances on the football playing field in 1998. The regular season now complete, of course. Postseason just about complete. Will be after tonight. Let's take a look back now at some of the top performers of 1998. Fox Sports Southwest and Texas football come out with their 1998 Player of the Year honorees.
Dave Campbell's Texas football has handed out the Player of the Year award for 27 years. 1998 is the first year for the six-man award. We'll begin in Class 5A, where the 98 Player of the Year is Tyler Lee's Shane Hudnall. At 6'2", 190 pounds, Hudnall was a wide receiver, place kicker, and punter for the Red Raiders. This season, he had 597 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns, while averaging 44.5 yards per punt. He's a December graduate and will enroll at Texas in January. Andrews running back Sean Williams is the 98 Class 4A Player of the Year after rushing for 2,400 yards and 32 touchdowns. Williams also finished his career as the #2 rusher in 4A history with 7,712 yards and 87 touchdowns. He has visited Georgia and Texas Tech and has trips remaining to Texas and Miami. The 1998 Class 3A Player of the Year award goes to Breckenridge quarterback Cliff Watkins. The 6'3", 205-pounder ended a terrific season with the Buckaroos with 20 touchdowns. Watkins was 71 of 140 for 1,304 yards and 14 touchdowns, while rushing for 807 yards and 6 additional scores. Watkins is being courted by Arizona, Texas Christian, and Texas Tech. Stanton's Kyle Herm earned Class 2A Player of the Year honors after throwing for 1,634 yards and 23 touchdowns this season, while rushing for 640 yards and 12 scores. Herm also added 6 punt returns for touchdowns, while on defense he finished with 124 tackles as a member of the Buffalo secondary. After his standout career at Stanton, Herm has verbally committed to play for Rice University. The 1998 Class 1A Player of the Year is Tinahall quarterback Chavis McAllister. During his career, McAllister finished with a state record 93 touchdown passes, adding 72 more on the ground. Although he moved to running back due to a broken thumb where he played for 7 games, McAllister still went on to produce over 2,000 yards of total offense along with 38 touchdowns. And Texas football's first 6-man Player of the Year award goes to Trinidad running back Damian Jackson, who led the Trojans to their first ever state championship and a perfect 15-0 record in 1998. Jackson's feats included over 3,000 yards rushing, one of only 4 players to accomplish that, to go with 56 touchdowns. 28 of his touchdowns came during Trinidad's impressive 5-game postseason run. Damian Jackson on the year averaged 1 touchdown every 3.2 carries. Congratulations to the 1998 Texas Football Player of the Year honoree.
Congratulations to all those winners for 1998. Some outstanding performances on the playing field this past season. All right, back to the Class 4A Division II Championship. Tim Buchanan of Aledo back with us now. And Tim, we're examining the first half. From a coach's perspective, some keys to the second half. Let's start with Stevenville.
You know, Stevenville's going to have to establish an inside running game. They're going to have to continue to throw the football downfield. They started doing that the last 2 drives and put points on the board. And then the biggest thing is eliminate the turnovers in the second half.
How about for Lamar now? The Cougars are down 10. What do they need to do?
Well, they need to start the pressure defense again. Early in the ball game, they were really pressuring Stephenville's offense. They need to continue that. They also have to establish some type of option or passing game. Their passing game has been not very good up to this point. They started running some option early. They need to continue that and then eliminate the mental mistakes. They've had some penalties that have hurt them tremendously, and then convert on turnovers. Anytime that Stephenville gives them the football, they've got to put points on the board.
All right, Tim, thanks for dropping by. We appreciate it. And once again, congratulations on a state championship in 1998 at Aledo High School. And thanks for the analysis.
Well, thank you.
Tim Buchanan, head coach at Aledo. All right, we're ready to start the second half at Texas Stadium. Right now, Stephenville leads Lamar 17-7. Craig Way, Shea Walker, Keith Fletcher with the second half coming up. Stay with us.
Our Senators, Sunday at 1 on Fox Sports Southwest.
A look inside the tunnel for Stephenville as the Yellow Jackets ready themselves for half number 2. The tunnel, of course, a large inflatable Stephenville football helmet, and out of that helmet charges the Yellow Jackets. You see Jack Hodges there, one of the big stalwarts on defense in the first half for Art Brile's team. Jackets lead it by 10, 17-7, as we get ready for half number 2 here at Texas Stadium.
You talk about looking at Jack Hodges. He has made some great plays and really shutting down Lamar's running game. Lamar came out and established a run and established Tim Parker early. And after they got the touchdown run from Parker, really Jack Hodges has stuffed him a lot of times at the line of scrimmage, and they've asked Parker to come in and pass block, and it's almost, again, as we talked about, Craig, the running back by committee, and they have had no continuity save for that first half of the first quarter. Have they really been able to get anything going on offense?
The 10-point lead for the Stephenville Yellow Jackets, 17-7 over the Lamar Cougars. And as we get ready for the start of the second half of this evening's game, first of all, let's swing it down to the sidelines. Our Keith Fletcher catching up with the leading head coach, Art Briles. Keith?
All right, Craig, thanks a lot. Coach, is Lamar doing a good job of containing Cody Cardwell, or is Kellen Luker doing a great job of finding other receivers?
Well, I mean, I think we're playing great defense. I think the defense putting our offense in position to make plays. You know, Lamar's got a great defense. I mean, they're going to take away some things. Well, I mean, the score before half really gave us a little bit of a boost. What we got to do now is try to, you know, finish the second half, play a smart, intelligent second half, and try to come away with a victory.
What's most important?
Hanging on to the football, stopping them, and then, you know, executing, maybe get another point or two.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Okay.
That's Coach Art Briles. Craig, back to you.
Thank you, Keith. And as complicated as the Stephenville offense may seem, the strategy is a simple one, taking care of the football and moving the football.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And you see what they've done with the football after they got on track. Again, we talked about Lamar's vaunted defense shutting them down early, but Stephenville really getting on track midway through the second quarter. 10 first downs now, 216 yards passing, Craig. Even though that they have 2 turnovers, they still have almost amassed 500 yards of offense.
Stephenville taking advantage of the Lamarck turnover to set up their first touchdown. Lamarck's Cougars, of course, marching for the touchdown after the first turnover by Stephenville, and after the first quarter that saw Larry Walker's ball club in control. Second quarter total yardage for the Cougars, -1.
When we talk about the effectiveness of Tim Parker early, the guy who scored the touchdown, in the first quarter he had 4 carries for 50 yards. In the second quarter he only had 2 carries for 2 yards.
The kickoff for half number 2 by J.W. Bourne. Short and high, fielded by Nehemiah Glover at the 25-yard line, and he's only able to get 3 yards on the return because Matthew Van Hattem was down there to make the tackle. Or Cam Ferguson, rather, came over to make the big hit. That's Ferguson right there who made the stop for Stephenville. And now Lamarck starts the second half down 10 and needing to establish something on offense. And that is emblematic of the difficulty the Cougars have had when they've had the football. Sean Guidry, the senior quarterback, with the toss on first down to Mario Whitaker, and Whitaker brought down by Keith McCormick. Tim Parker is out there on the field. We saw him hobble off the field near the end of the first half. Parker is out there. Whitaker had the carry, but Stephenville continuing the trend of playing strong defense against the run.
When we talk about Lamarque's swarming defense, and Stephenville really, Craig, has an answer for that, because as you see, their guys are always flying to the football. Jack Hodges, as we talked about earlier, Keith McCormick has had some big plays. Cal Jolson has also been around the football a lot. I mean, they're also pursuing the football.
2-yard gain on second down and 8. This is Parker, and he fumbles the football, and Stephenville has it. Brady Gunn falls on the football after Tim Parker had rumbled for first down yardage. He loses the ball, and the junior cornerback, Brady Gunn, comes up with the Cougar turnover.
Really an impressive run by Tim Parker, showing his good strength and speed as he keeps running, churning, just doesn't protect the football. Looks like he was moving it over to his outside arm as he was going to his left, and as he tried to do that, fell right down the old breadbasket.
Lost the football there, and now Stephenville ready to go right back to work. Kellen Luker, his first 5 first down passes netted only 6 yards. The last 5 passes he's thrown on first down have gone 4 for 5 for 149 yards. He'll pitch this time to Zach Hunter. And Hunter will take it down inside the 37-yard line. Paul Edmond, the free safety, ran him out of bounds for Lamar.
Great pursuit from the linebackers here, but Paul Edmond, the free safety, delivers a pretty crunching blow right on the sideline. Luker pitches the ball coming down. Wham, right from the free safety position.
It's a gain of 7 yards, nevertheless. And it'll be second down and 3. First minute of the third quarter. Stephenville up by 10 and looking for more after the Lamar fumble. This is Cardwell on an inside handoff for a couple to the 35. Michael Hunter makes the stop for the Cougs. Cody Cardwell can run the football also. Had carried the ball 27 times for 348 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's an average of 13 yards per run.
Just a tremendous athlete. I mean, he runs the ball well, but even when he catches the ball in the open field, Craig, he's the same way. I mean, the guy is very elusive, and he runs physical. Again, 5'10", 170 pounds, but very tough.
Here's Cardwell on the receiving end, and a nice move and a first down. Luker with the quick hitting pass to Cody Cardwell, and the Yellow Jackets pick up 15 yards. They have now converted 5 straight third down situations.
Nothing more than a quick dump pass. You see Cardwell just lined up in the slot again. They do, I mean, again, they put the guy everywhere. Luker sees it. He doesn't even take 3 steps, and that's normally a 3-step drop. He takes 1 step, sees what the defense is giving him, threads the ball perfectly into Cardwell, and he certainly knows what to do with it after he catches it.
From the Lamar 20, Cardwell in motion. This time it's Hunter on the carry inside the 20, and Calvin Bradley makes the tackle, gain of a yard. It'll be second down and 9 for the Jackets with 9:45 remaining third quarter. Lamar scored first, but has been stymied offensively, and Stephenville has gotten its offensive game in gear. And after the fumble by Tim Parker, the Yellow Jackets looking for more. On second and 9, you see 3 men lined up who will now sprint out with a 4th receiver, 4 wide receivers at the top of your screen. And that's where Luker is looking if he can escape the pressure. He cannot, and Lamar comes over to make the tackle. Cougars had 3 men around him, but it started out with the weak side linebacker, Jerry Cargill, leading the way, and Cargill helps drop Luker for a loss of 8. Now it's third down and 17. That was a big play for the Lamar defense, and they need another one right here.
You're absolutely right, and this is actually a big series for these guys. They cannot afford to go down more than 10 points, Craig, because we have not seen their offense, with the exception of that first drive, really generate anything. And this is not the kind of team that you can really get down too far to, because if you have to get out of your element and start passing the football, you could be in a lot of trouble.
3rd down and 17. Luker going deep, and no one back there. He had 2 receivers on shorter routes, Chris Evan and Cody Cardwell, but the ball thrown too deep. And it brings up 4th down. And now J.W. Bourne will try to connect on a long-range field goal. Bourne has hit from 29 yards. That gave Stephenville its first lead. This will be a 44-yard attempt out of the hole of Casey Steed. There's J.W. Bourne, who has been about automatic. Lamar wants to talk things over. They take a timeout. 8:28 to go, 3rd quarter. Cougars trailing.
I can tell by looking whether a vehicle's been driven hard or not. This guy's one of my regular customers. Scorched brake rotors, beat up oil pan, probably never takes his foot off the gas. He trusts me to make sure it performs, and I trust CarQuest Auto Parts. I mean, you never know. Someday you might need to give me a ride.
CarQuest for AC Delco rapid-fire spark plugs. Older cars' engines can run rougher. Bring back that new car feel with AC Delco rapid-fire spark plugs. CarQuest, the professional choice.
Sometimes when you're shopping for lumber, it's hard to find a good piece. You run into flaws like these. Pitch pockets, warped, wane. That's why Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse carries Top Choice lumber. Top Choice is guaranteed free from most defects, so you get lumber that's straighter with fewer knots and less bark for no more than some places charge for lower quality lumber. Ooh, see this? We call that kindling. No good. Top Choice lumber at Lowe's. Because when it comes to lumber, Lowe's knows.
Lamar took the timeout, and now Stephenville will line up for a 44-yard field goal try by J.W. Bourne. Casey Steed to hold. The Bourne kick. If it's got the distance, it'll be good, and it is. J.W. Bourne right down the middle. And that extends the Yellow Jacket lead to 20-7. Art Briles with a little body English there, saying if it had enough, and it did. And the 13-point lead now for Stephenville. J.W. Bourne, a model of consistency all season long. 81 yards, 81 consecutive extra points. Great college basketball action going on tonight at 7 o'clock when UCLA takes on Texas from the Irwin Center at Austin. 7 o'clock tip. The Bruins ranked 8th in the nation as they take on the Texas women right here on Fox Sports Southwest. The Can fans rattling their excitement. Lamar and its fans trying to get the Cougars rallied. And David Smith hopes to have a big return. Little bit of repair to Zach Hunter's helmet. Bourne's kick. High kick, as all of his have been. Fielded by Glover at the 23 and out to the 29-yard line. Stephenville's had excellent coverage downfield on those short, high kickoffs. And that's exactly why they're doing it, Craig, is they're treating a kickoff just like a punt. They're trying to get the ball high up in the air. They're not really concerned about the distance of the kick. As we said, they're very comfortable letting Lamar start their offensive scrimmage anywhere between the 27 and 35-yard line, and that's basically where they've been after every kick. Well, Shay, I think you put it accurately when you said that Lamar could ill afford to go more than 2 scores down. They're 2 touchdowns down right now, but they must feel they're still in the ballgame if they can get some offense established, which they have not been able to do in quite some time. But Guidry will throw on first down. It's incomplete as he tried to connect with the tight end, Ben Lockett. First time they've tried to connect to Lockett today, and it does not work for the Cougars. And Stephenville has been so tough on defense this afternoon.
Well, you look at Sean Guidry, he's only had one completion so far today out of 4 attempts. But again, we see a first down pass, which is really a departure from what Lamar does and what got them in the state championship game.
On 2nd and 10, back to the ground. Whitaker loses the football. And I believe Lamar got it back. Clayton Harmon was in there. And you saw Whitaker just turn right around as the swarm of blue jerseys brought him down. And the Cougars, who have averaged 212 yards per game on the ground this season, unable to get it going here against Stephenville.
And Stephenville is really teeing off on him right now. Again, Clayton Harmon making that particular play. He's an all-state honorable mention. He's only a sophomore, correct? This Stephenville team is loaded with talent. But again, you see them, they're flying to the football, very similar to the Lamar defense. You know, Lamar, I think, needs to get back to trying to run Tim Parker and giving him the ball and having some opportunities to get to make the big play.
3rd and 10, Lamar from the Cougar 29. The blitz comes, and the pass is incomplete. And the hurry forces another incompletion. B.J. Mercer was back there, along with Cal Gilson. And Lamar will be forced to punt it away.
Because that's the same blitz that they ran earlier. Lamar didn't pick it up any better this time. They're bringing 2 guys from the same side. They're just out flanking, and as Guidry tries to roll out and look for the receiver, he had to have a clean sight, or a clean field of vision down the field, because again, Gilson and Mercer right in his face, and again, both of those guys coming off the same. The back cannot block 2 guys.
Daniel Kukoc has had some good kicks this evening. This one takes a Lamar bounce, and then will be down at the 43-yard line. 28 yards on that punt. And once more, the dangerous offensive attack of the Stephenville Yellow Jackets receives the football. And Larry Walker trying to get his guys to make a stand defensively. You see the proficiency that Stephenville has had. They're right about on target for their season average. Lamar well below theirs, thanks to the Yellow Jacket defense. 1st and 10, Stephenville from the Jacket 43. Cardwell on the handoff for a couple to the 45-yard line. Michael Hunter makes the tackle for the Cougars.
Okay, we've seen the success that Stephenville has had, and again, we talked about the need for Lamar. If they want to slow down this high-octane offense, they've got to get pressure on the quarterback, and they've got to tie up those linemen and let their linebackers either pursue the ball sideline to sideline or be able to shoot gaps and get to Kellen Luker. And what they're doing, I really believe right now they're really missing Mydrick Ford, who got injured earlier on in the game.
2nd down and 8. Luker looking out at his receivers. Cardwell there at the bottom of your screen, and 3 receivers up top with 1 man in the backfield. And that 1 man, Hunter, gets the call, and Zach Hunter dragged down at the 45-yard line. Calvin Bradley over quickly to make the stop. That brings up 3rd down now for the Jackets. Clock moves toward the midway mark of the 3rd quarter. Stephenville trailed 7-0, has scored 20 unanswered points, 17 of those in the 2nd quarter. 2 field goals from J.W. Bourne, including a 44-yarder the last time the Yellow Jackets had the football. And it's a 20-7 lead on 3rd and 8. Luka picks up a big block, finds Cardwell, 1st down at the 45-yard line. A big block enabled Kellen Luker to throw that football on the run and to find Cody Cardwell for the state record 112th reception of the season. Yet another Stephenville passing record.
You mentioned the good block that allowed Luka to get outside, and again, Cardwell doing a nice job showing that he can catch the ball, concentrate. He got 2 feet in bounds, even though he only needs 1. Record setting.
Stephenville, more important to the Yellow Jackets, moves the football, and they have 1st and 10 at the Lamar 45. Hunter this time no more than a yard, because Michael Hunter was there to grab him. Michael Hunter stopping Zach Hunter for a 1-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 9 for the Jackets.
with Stephenville's proficiency, Craig, in converting their third downs to first downs, it's almost like the first down, second down, if they can pop a run, hey, that's okay. But if they don't, they're very confident right now, and they've had tremendous success in their third down proficiency so far.
Cardwell and Steed at the top of your screen. Luker wants to go back to the other way where he's got Evan open again. And Chris Evan, who caught the 33-yard touchdown pass at the close of the first half, comes up with a 39-yard grab. It'll be first and goal, Stephenville at the Lamar 5.
Greg, as we take a look at the replay, Kellen Luker, again, this is the soft spot where they've hit every time Stephenville has hit Lamar. And again, you've got a linebacker running 35, 40 yards downfield with the wide receiver. That matchup, Stephenville is going to win the majority of the time.
They certainly win it there, and Pat Howard could not catch up to Chris Evan. First and goal. And the Yellow Jackets line up in a wishbone set as they send the fullback Ferrazes in for the touchdown. Jimmy Ferrazes, the senior, in for the score, and Stephenville starting to take total command of this football game.
As we take a look at the replay, Ferrazes, he goes in almost untouched until he gets to the goal line and then just bulls his way in. He's a 5'8", 195-pound senior. Nice to get a touchdown on TV in the state championship game.
J.W. Borden for another conversion. And this one, like everything else, automatic for J.W. Borden. Borden with 3 extra points. He's hit 84 in a row, and it's a 27-7 lead for Stephenville.
There was an old woman who lived in a funky retro house, kind of shaped like a shoe. Had so many kids and a whole lot to do. To keep up with it all, she called Southwestern Bell and went wireless with someone she knew pretty well. After all, she has places to go, people to see. For the first time in her life, she's totally free. And the moral is, go with someone you know and live happily ever after.
Get ready to taste life for the first time, people!
Watch out now! You want to taste life? Then take a big swig of this new Pepsi One. This one's got it all. The most awesome cola taste that's bigger than the wild blue yonder. But only 1 calorie. You want to taste one?
Yeah! You want one?
Yeah.
You want one?
How do we get it?
You got one for me?
Put your tray table up and prepare for takeoff, my man!
New Pepsi One. Curves, angles, one new shape leading to another. It's the geometry of change at the new Dodge. With innovations like cab-forward architecture and styling like this, which leads us to this pleasing shape, our best sales curve ever. So to continue the trend, we're offering up to $1,500 in cash allowances or low interest rates on Neon and Stratus. New shapes, new thinking from the new Dodge. See your friendly Dodge dealer now. Offers end January 4th.
Art Briles is 2 for 2 against Lamar this decade. And right now he's in good position to be 3 for 3. Even though the competitive fires are still burning, his team is up by 20 points at 27-7 and 4:49 to go in the third quarter. Yet another patented Stephenville scoring mark.
Again, you look at the time, it only took 2 minutes and 20 seconds and 6 plays for them to go 57 yards and again pick up another touchdown. Could be a knockout blow for Lamar if they can't get something going on offense this series.
Fair catch on the kickoff, called for and made by Olin Gamble. And right now, let's go down to the sidelines to Pete Fletcher.
All right, Craig, thanks a lot. We are with the man who was responsible for a lot of earplug sales in a lot of stadiums. Steve Steed is a member of the Stephenville Booster Club and started the Can Fan tradition. How did it all begin?
Well, we were looking for a way with Coach Briles to sort of get the crowd actively involved in supporting the team. And we were sitting around one day, and my oldest son actually came up with the idea with a peanut can.
I have to ask this. Any regrets?
No, we're just surprised it caught on like it did, but I think we've got the crowd in the game, and that's what we wanted.
It's a lot of fun and a great tradition in Texas football. Greg, back to you.
Well, they certainly have picked up on that tradition, and you see the cans held by so many of the fans here. First down play went for nothing to David Smith for Lamar. On the run, and again, the Cougars unable to set up a ground game against Stephenville's defense. It is second down, and Lamar in trouble. Guidry to throw, and has a receiver. It's the tight end Lockett, and Ben Lockett has a first down at the 40-yard line. That's the first down after a 15-yard gain. That's the first down in a long, long time for the Lamar Cougars.
Guidry has a lot of room in front of him, and he still decides to put the ball up, and Lockett doing a fine job of going back behind his body and catching the football. He only has 9 receptions this year for 131 yards, so not often used, but certainly he showed that he has the ability to make a big play.
Cougars pick up their first down since the first quarter, and we're late in the third now. Guidry in trouble, nevertheless gets rid of the pass, and it's incomplete. Stevenville had plenty of coverage out there on Lockett at the 50-yard line. Brady Gunn, one of the men out there. Lockett unable to come up with that one. So it'll bring up second down and 10 for Lamar. Stevenville's offensive line has certainly done its job today, giving Kellen Luker time to throw. From the eye set, Guidry, a keeper, and just wrapped up. And coming over to get him was Clayton Harmon, the sophomore honorable mention All-Stater. Wrapped his arms around Guidry and brought him down. In fact, he lost about a half yard on that play.
Lamar, Craig, looks like they're reaching, trying to get anything to work, and they're trying Guidry on almost a quarterback sneak, even though it's not a sneak dive right ahead. I mean, he took the ball fully intending to run it, took a step back and tried to get through the line of scrimmage. Clayton Harmon and Clark Boone shut the door on him pretty quick.
Third and a long 10 for the Cougars. Nehemiah Glover, one of the split receivers. Guidry again in trouble. Down he goes. Frank Parks on the defensive line, and the junior 230-pound tackle comes up with a stop. Everyone has contributed on the Stephenville defensive line today.
You're absolutely right, Craig, and what really started this play is as Sean Guidry is trying to roll out, B.J. Mercer came in on a blitz. I mean, these guys are coming from the right side, from Lamar's right side of their offense, and just terrorizing Guidry. I mean, they're beating the backs to the blocks. I mean, linemen are coming out. They've got people in position. They can't make the blocks because these B.J. Mercer and crew are coming so fast and furious. Guidry can't get anything going.
Kuko's punt wobbles and goes out of bounds, and it will actually be ruled out of bounds right at the 50-yard line. That goes as a 20-yard punt. So Stephenville will have it again with the Yellow Jackets, as we mentioned, taking command of this game and now looking to blow it wide open, leading 27-7 with 2:13 remaining here in the third quarter. Time starting to become a real factor for Lamar. And you see the Yellow Jacket defense getting some words of encouragement from the sideline. Now Stephenville goes to work on offense. Luker from the shotgun and the sprint, and gets rid of the ball, and that ball is incomplete and nearly picked off. Let's check in with Randy McElvoy in our High School Extra Live studios. Randy?
All right, thank you very much, Craig. We have a final score from the 3A Division II State Championship in Nacogdoches. The Newton Eagles have claimed the 3A's title with a 21-0 shutout win over the Dangerfield Tigers. We'll have highlights, complete reaction from that game and all of the state title games coming up tonight on High School Extra Live at midnight. Now back to Texas Stadium. Greg Way and Shea Walker.
Thank you, Randy, and congratulations to Curtis Barbe and the Newton Eagles for claiming the school's second ever state crown. Second and 10, Zach Hunter. Big running room for Hunter. And Hunter with a first down inside the Lamar 30 before Marcus Taylor can bring it down 20 yards for Zach Hunter, and that's where he's at his most dangerous.
nothing more than just a simple handoff, and Hunter really does the rest. He gets good blocking from his line, and then shows good speed, good burst, and nice strength, actually. Again, now you see why he averages 10.6 yards per carry.
And what makes him so dangerous, other than, of course, having very quick feet, is being able to run when the field is spread and everyone's expecting the pass. Jackets with it at the 29. Hunter again. Not much this time, thanks to Pat Howard, the middle linebacker. Gain of a yard to the 28. It'll be 2nd and 9, but the clock is ticking late in the third quarter.
It's not only late in the third quarter, Craig, but the Lamar defense has got to be just tongues hanging down to the carpet right now. I mean, they've been on the field almost predominantly since midway through the second quarter when Stevenville's offense actually started kicking in, and yet on their side, they can't get a break. They can't catch a breath.
Luker looking to throw again. He's looking for Cardwell, now in trouble, and Kellen Luker has to scramble to get back to the line of scrimmage. Howard wraps him up there. Luker wanted Cody Cardwell, who was well covered on the outside, and Kellen just had to tuck it in.
Watch the outside backer, Pat Howard, does a nice job getting around the block. He gets there and he just loses his footing. You see where the turf is a little dark there. It's been cold and damp here in Dallas for the last couple of days. We got a lot of rain a couple of days ago. The field's still a little soft or soggy. Pat Howard just couldn't hold his feet.
But Luker goes down, and it's 3rd and 9 with the ball at just outside the 28-yard line. This time a sprint to the left, and Kellen Luker to throw, and that's intercepted. Bringing it out over the 10-yard line is John Lewis, and Lewis comes up with the pick. The turnover, Luker's first interception of the day, the second Stephenville turnover, and Lamar holds and takes over with 26 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Luker was trying to get the ball back deep again to Chris Evans. I don't know that Stephenville really worries about a 3rd and 8 or a 3rd and 9. I mean, they have this, again, been able to execute their offense so well that they're converting the majority of those. 3rd and 9, he goes on a little rollout again, gets nice pass protection from his backs. His linemen and his also his receivers blocking back on the rush, just threw an errant pass.
So Lamar starts 87 yards from the goal line, down by 20 points with less than a minute to go third quarter. But they hand the ball to Tim Parker, and Parker bangs forward for a couple to the 15-yard line. Plenty of blue jerseys around him, and that'll be the final play of the third quarter. Stephenville adding 10 more points to the total in quarter number 3, and the Yellow Jackets are 12 minutes away from ending Lamarck's run as 3-time 4A state champions. We'll be back for the final quarter of the 4A Division Texas Bowl on Fox right after this.
Experience the outdoors while indoors with a Fox block of outdoor fun. Join host Nolan Ryan for information and tips that'll make your next hunting or fishing trip an outdoor adventure. The Outdoor Block, Sunday morning at 10 on Fox Sports Southwest.
Now those fantastic restaurant onion creations can be made right in your own home. Introducing the Great American Steakhouse Onion Machine. It's easy, it's fun, and it's oh so onion delicious. Don't confuse the Steakhouse Onion Machine with those hard-to-use plastic gadgets that only do small onions. You start with a nice large onion, trim and clean, then remove the center. Place the onion under the stainless steel blades of your Steakhouse Onion Machine and push down. You'll have a perfect onion creation. Just dip it and cook it in oil or bake it in the oven. In no time, your onion is golden brown delicious, just like they serve it in the restaurant. It's a special treat for the kids and great for your own parties. Call now and get this deep frying basket and colorful recipe book. It's only $19.99, so order your Great American Steakhouse Onion Machine now.
To order the Onion Machine for only $19.99 plus shipping, have your credit card ready and call 1-800-225-9944. Sorry, no CODs.
Kenny Thomas and the Lobos battle Big Todd McCullough and the Huskies. Christmas Eve hoops, Thursday at 2 on Fox Sports Southwest.
We welcome you back to Texas Stadium. Craig Way, Shea Walker, and Keith Fletcher with you as Stephenville leads Lamar 27-7. We begin the fourth and final quarter here of the 4A Division II Texas Bowl. 2nd down and 7 for Lamar. Tim Parker turning the corner and is close to a first down, right at the stick, in fact. as Parker turned it outside. Shea Walker, third quarter numbers continue to favor Stephenville.
Well, I mean, look at just what they're doing on first down. We talked about the Lamarque defense being tired. Now you see why. I mean, they're chasing. They've got 342 yards put on them when they've only been allowing 147 per game. They're not used to playing this much, nor are they used to playing an offense as explosive as Stephenville. Again, the turnovers have hurt, but again, they lead in that department, but they just cannot get anything going offensively, Craig, and it's really hurt them.
The run by Parker close enough for a measurement, but it will be just a little bit short of the first down. You see the distance needed, and it will be third down and less than a foot necessary to pick up the first down. Larry Walker knows time is growing short. Not only do the Cougars need to pick up the first down, they need to get downfield rather quickly and score. Down 20 points.
They're lining up. Stephenville's lining Jack Hodges up on a 4-point stance right over center.
And Guidry might not have gotten it. He went outside. But Keith McCormick, the strong side linebacker, was over there to help stack him up. Now, it depends on where and they do say that the forward momentum wasn't up, and it is a first down for Lamarque before McCormick made the tackle. Now the Cougars have to go back to work, and here's another look at it.
Guidry doing a nice job keeping his body alive and sticking in and just getting it by the nose of the football.
Guidry now to throw, and Glover makes the catch. Out to the 31, close to the 32-yard line, a gain of about 7 before he was brought down by Ryan Harris, the corner.
31-yard line. Ryan Harris, number 11.
Clock moves with 11:15 to go. Lamarque, after losing to Stephenville and Austin in 1993 and to the Yellow Jackets in Houston in 94, won its first ever state championship in 1995 in Class 4A as they defeated Denison in the Astrodome, won here in 96 over Denison, and also in 97 over Denison back in Houston. Here's David Smith, and he has enough yardage for the first down. McCormick makes the tackle. Smith will move the chains again for Lamarque as the Cougars have moved the football out a little bit following the Stephenville turnover.
Number 21, Keith McCormick.
They've done a nice job in the last couple plays in moving the sticks, Craig, but the thing that Lamarque is going to have a problem with is the time on the clock and the amount of points that they're down. They're down 20 points right now. I mean, they're not a quick strike offense. They're a grinded out ball control type offense. They're going to have to find a way to get some quick scores on the board if they want to try to get back in this ballgame.
Their quickest strikes are usually when Parker breaks tackles and goes downfield. There's an interception by Jack Hodges. Hodges stepped in front of the intended receiver, which I believe was Parker coming out of the backfield, and Hodges comes up with the third Lamarque turnover of the day.
You see the pressure on the outside, forcing Sean Guidry to come back up into the play. Hodges just steps right in front of Parker, catches the ball in self-defense, hitting right between the 4 and the 6. But a nice job by Hodges knowing how to mirror and get in front of Parker, knowing that Guidry was going to be looking for him over there on the sideline.
Turnovers even, but the score is anything but with Stephenville dominating. This is right where Kellen Luker wants them.
And again, they're working off of a short field to Stephenville.
10:31 to go in the game. And here's Zach Hunter on first down. Excellent pursuit by the Cougar defense to come over and make the tackle.
Number 10 on the
Jerry Cargill, the linebacker, and John Lewis, the cornerback, on the stop. Loss of a yard. It'll be 2nd and 11.
Craig, take a look at this on the outside. We're not going to get a very good look at it right now, but 81, T.J. Douglas was lined up outside, uncovered. Coaches from Stephenville were going, here he is, throwing the ball. Kellen had already handed the ball off or was already too deep into the play to recognize it, but they would have had another touchdown right there.
Casey Steed and T.J. Douglas, the split receivers. Yellow Jackets want to keep it on the ground as Calvin Bradley comes over to tackle Ferrazes. And it'll be 3rd down. Art Briles right now with a 20-point lead, wanting just to run some clock, wanting his team to tick down 2, 3, 4 minutes if possible.
I think he would like to see them be able to run clock, Craig. I just don't know if this offense is really geared or suited to do that. I mean, they're so conditioned to just get a vertical passing game going down the football field. I don't know if they really know how to rein it in and get the tough physical running yards.
Luker will go to the air, and he'll go deep on third down, but it's incomplete. Was looking for Combs, but the ball thrown well wide of A.B. Combs. And now Stephenville will punt, but 9 minutes, 14 seconds to go, and that ran about a minute and a half off the clock. Every minute counts for Lamarque when you're down 20, and every minute counts for Stephenville when you're up by that amount in the fourth quarter trying to run out the time.
Well, Lamarque is going to have a big play. Special teams, maybe a punt return or something. They're going to have to find a way to get on the board very quick.
Evatt with the punt. And the catch made by Glover did not call for the fair catch and was driven back for the moment. He made the grab. And Brady Gunn once more comes over for the tackle for Stephenville. 26-yard punt. -2 on the return of Nehemiah Glover. And with 9 minutes and 6 seconds to go in the 4A Division II state championship, you see the score. Stephenville in control of this one, and Lamarque needing a big play in a hurry.
Got to get a spark, and I really believe under normal circumstances, Nehemiah Glover would have fair caught that football. But he's trying to make something happen for his team and get him back in the football game.
Guidry to throw. Deep for Glover. And Glover can't get inside to make the catch because Ryan Harris, the quarterback, put himself between the football and Nehemiah Glover.
A nice job by Ryan Harris just running with Glover. Kept good body position. He's kind of complaining now to one of his teammates that he got pushed. But Harris, again, in perfect position, really no chance for Glover. He really had to become a defensive back there and try to break it up so Ryan Harris doesn't get a pick.
2nd and 10 from the 17. Draw play to Parker this time, and Parker can't get free. Loses a couple. McCormick and Mercer team up on run support to make the tackle.
You're talking about Keith McCormick. He's a linebacker, but B.J. Mercer, we've called his name a lot, Craig, on run stops. He is right on the line of scrimmage. This guy's a strong safety or the rover back.
He comes over here from his strong safety spot. McCormick started it, and it was McCormick really who had the lion's share of the hit there, and it's third down. 11 yards needed for the first down, and the clock moves with 8:20 remaining. Guidry again to the air. And the ball is caught. It is short of the first down, but a face mask perhaps on the end of the play would be enough to give Lamarque the first down. The catch was made by Willard Smith. Now we'll check the flag. Mike Buck and the crew. And they'll call defensive pass interference.
Smith is the leading receiver on this team. As you see Guidry coming down the line of scrimmage, towards the line of scrimmage, he throws the ball in. You know, it's a little questionable as to whether or not he got on, but Will Smith made a heck of a catch right there.
Well, the difference between it being pass interference and not is a first down. It's an automatic first down because, as you can see, the catch was made inside the marker, but the flag was thrown, and Lamarque has a first down from the Cougar 26. Clock rolls with 8 minutes to go. Sean Guidry will operate from the shotgun. Blitz coming. Guidry throws, and it's incomplete. And in fact, McCormick had drawn a beat on it. Could not hold on to what would have been an interception. It'll be 2nd down and 10. B.J. Mercer was coming on the blitz. Of course, want to remind you, coming up tonight at midnight, our final season edition of High School Extra Live, as we'll recap all of the state championship highlights, the 2A game, which follows here, and the Class A game. 3rd down, or 2nd and 10, and Guidry going deep, looking for Whitaker. That's incomplete. Double coverage down there on Mario Whitaker. Mercer and Kendall Briles back on coverage.
That's a one-on-one route right there by Mario Whitaker trying to get downfield. just really nowhere to go. I mean, they're running a cover too. The corner stays with him. If nobody comes in his flat, he can continue to drop with the receiver. As he gets downfield further, he gets additional help over the top from the safety. Not a real high percentage play for Lamar.
3rd down and 10 from the 26. Willard Smith, 1 wide out. And it's the draw play, and once more, Jack Hodges. What a state championship game Jack Hodges is having as he wraps up Tim Parker and drops him for a loss. And with time running out on the Lamar Cougar season, the Cougars nevertheless will send on the punting unit. Clock moves with 7:15 to go. And you can see the long faces there. That is something to which Lamar has not been accustomed over the past 3 years. They not only have won state championships, they have dominated all 3 matchups with Denison. Here comes a block on the punt. Greg Parks got his hands on it, and the loose ball then is picked up by the Cougars. Flags go down, and in a wild scramble, the ball is down at the 34-yard line. And they'll sort it all out. And then, of course, Stevenville will have the football. An illegal touching of the ball when he batted it forward. One of the up men after the block. You'll see the block punt here as Kuko was unable to get the kick away cleanly.
Nice job of coming in and getting the block, and then the scrum for the ball. Backup tight end Stephen Reese just tips it or bats it forward and tries to advance the football. Can't do that.
It was Craig Parks who blocked the punt. The penalty against Lamar as Stephen Reese tried to swat the ball forward in the hopes of one of the Cougars.
Got illegal batting on the kicking team. The refuse. First down, Blue.
Blue being Stevenville as they decline the penalty. And the Yellow Jackets on the verge of putting the finishing touches on their 3rd state championship. They'll operate from the Lamar 33-yard line. And Kellen Luker, who has set Texas high school state passing records for single season yardage and career yardage today, hands the ball to Zach Hunter. Hunter, turn in the corner. And Zach Hunter rolls out of bounds at the 16-yard line. He picks up 17 yards. And Hunter on the move before O'Shea Griffin ran him out.
They've run this play quite a bit today. Take the handoff and they get just a little, it's almost just like a reverse sweep or a scat pitch. Zach Hunter very quick and nimble-footed, able to outrun the pursuit. But again, that Lamar defense, Craig, they have been on the field all afternoon long. And I think those guys are just getting tired down.
Hunter lines up as a wingback now. Cardwell in the backfield. It's Cody Cardwell who gets the pitch. With a move inside, Cardwell takes it down to the 12. Gain of 4. Griffin and Adrian Alexander on the tackle. This is exactly what Stevenville wants to do. Taking time, running the clock, and now the clock stops as there is a Cougar down on the field. It's Alexander who was in on the tackle. As we mentioned, first state championship game contested here today was won by Midland Lee. John Parchman's Rebels capturing the school's first ever state crown as they won in very convincing fashion over San Antonio MacArthur 54-0. An all-time record for largest margin of victory in a state title game. Alexander's off the field. Cody Cardwell just limped off the field for Stephenville. Want to remind you that Tuesdays on Fox Sports, Ronnie Lott, Bill Moss, and Ron Pitts show you the real NFL. Hardcore X's and O's. Hardcore blood, sweat, and tears. Hardcore football for the real fan. It's Hardcore Football, Tuesdays at 7 on Fox Sports Southwest. Hardcore football being displayed here by the Stephenville Yellow Jackets, who lead it 27-7 as the clock moves now down to 6 minutes remaining in the game. And the Jackets have it 2nd and 6 from the Lamar 12. Luker, the quick pass to Combs, who takes it inside the 5. And A.B. Combs brought down by Paul Edmond. Combs, who had one big pass reception today, comes up with another. And Luker comes over to the sideline now. It'll be 1st and goal at the 3.
Craig, as we're watching this execution of offense, you see Kellen Luker just, I mean, again, he doesn't even take 3 steps back. He makes a quick fake on the handoff and then just drills a dart right into the belly of Combs.
Now, Luker has come out, and this is the coach's son, Kendall Briles, who will run the offense for Stephenville on 1st and goal at the 3. And Ferraz, the fullback, takes it down close to the goal line. Bradley makes the stop. And now Kendall Briles will come over, chat with Dad. Where are we going after the game?
Yeah, he'll get a play here. Little specialty offense. You got the wishbone running here. Give the handoff to Ferrazes, who's already got a touchdown today.
Briles, of course, just a sophomore, and he may well be running Art Briles' offense next year. 2nd and goal from the 1 on the run this time. Is it enough for the touchdown? It is. Yellow Jackets this time get it over and add the exclamation point. The touchdown there by Matt Tinklenberg, a senior, getting a chance to show what he can do late in a Texas bowl game.
Now, Kendall Briles is going to be running the offense next year for Stephenville. We saw him come in and run 2 option plays. What are the chances you think Stephenville's offense will revert to the option next year?
Art Briles has been terrific at making the most of what his talent is at the school. And they're making the most of their appearance in the state championship. Stephenville's going to win their 3rd title of the 90s.
If you're one of the few out there who still think of burgers and burgers and burger, you ought to drive into Sonic.
For our cheeseburger and ring special, featuring your choice of our made-to-order chili cheeseburger, smoky bacon cheeseburger, or zesty jalapeno cheeseburger. Take your choice, plus a side of onion rings for just $2.99.
When it comes to great burgers fixed just the way you like them, we're the tops.
Drive in for a change at Sonic. This month, try our new holiday eggnog shake.
There comes a point in your life when you outgrow those cute little pickups, at which time you might want to consider something a little more adult, a truck that can run rings around compacts. Dodge Dakota, with more room and more available towing, torque, and power. Magnum power. Dakota. It's time to put away the toys. The Texas Truck Stop, the new Dodge.
Hey, Mr. Internet Wonder Boy. What? Over here. Over here. You think you got it all, don't you? Well, but there's just a tiny little voice inside saying there's got to be something new, something that makes you want to stand up and say, yeah, baby, this is what I need. Yeah. Here it is. New Pepsi One. Massive cola taste, only 1 calorie. It's got it all. And you know what it's saying to you, don't you? No. Put down your mouse and curl up with me, baby, because I'm all you ever need. I want that. You want that. I want that. He wants that. Now you got it all, baby. Woo!
New Pepsi One.
4:53 remaining in the 4A Division II Texas Bowl. And the holiday's going to be a little more exciting for the Stephenville Yellow Jackets, thanks in large measure to our Pepsi player of the game, Kellen Luker, who has had the record-setting effort today, breaking single-season and career passing yardage marks. There's a 33-yard touchdown there to Chris Evans, part of Luker's big effort. But I think Kellen would be one of the first to tell you this has been a total team performance by the Stephenville Yellow Jackets. On the return, Olin Gamble, as he brings it out over the 35-yard line. And let's go down. Speaking of Lukers, Pete Fletcher's joined by one.
Craig, state championships must be in the blood of the Luker family. I'm with Seth Luker, the brother of Kellen, and also the other son of Coach Allen. Talk about all the state championship traditions in the family.
I don't know. It's just we've been real fortunate. And me and my dad got 3. Well, he's got 4 now. And I got 3. And Kellen finally got his. So he feels like he's part of the family now. I think he quoted that in the paper one time. But it just feels great. And I'm so proud of Kellen. I mean, he's the reason I quit college football, and it was great. It was great for him.
All those years of bull rushing in the backyard must have paid off.
No, I think just roughing him up made him pretty tough.
Well, as we said, Alan, the assistant coach, his father was the head coach at Panther Creek. Seth was a 2-time state champion on that squad. And then on the 94 squad of Stephenville, a lot of state championship tradition in the Luker family out in Stephenville. Craig?
Indeed, Keith. Seth Luker was a pretty good 6-man player at Panther Creek when they won back-to-back state titles in Voss. 2nd down and 10. Guidry to throw and incomplete. Alan Luker, we mentioned, the coach of those back-to-back state titleists at Panther Creek, then moved the family to Stephenville and on Art Brile's staff. And Kellen, in case you're wondering about the future of Kellen Luker, there are many colleges interested in Kellen's services.
Well, you bet. You know, talking about Texas connections and all, Craig, if I'm Joe Tiller up at Purdue, I'm looking at him really hard. He's got another great Texas standout quarterback, Drew Brees, up there running his offense right now, and they're going to be in a bowl game in Texas this January 1st.
Well, there are schools in the state of Texas and in the Big 12 Conference that are also interested in Kellen Luker as that pass goes incomplete. And now it'll be 4th and 10 for Lamar as things have continued to unravel for the Cougars. Among the Big 12 schools that have kind of expressed interest, Colorado and Baylor. And then, of course, the 2 Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex schools, TCU and SMU, have been interested in him. And a couple other schools. They've had a pipeline to New Mexico State. A couple of players have gone there. A punt by Kukoc. Left unattended, and it'll be down to the 21-yard line, and Stephenville will have it back. 4 minutes, 17 seconds remaining in the 4A Division II Texas Bowl, which will go to Stephenville.
Elana Martin and the highly ranked Bruins venture into Longhorn country. UCLA, Texas, tonight at 7 on Fox Sports Southwest.
Hi, I'm Dick Clark, and now everyone can enjoy the freedom of the new ISIS cellular phone from Philips thanks to prepaid cellular.
Introducing prepaid cellular from Worldwide Direct. With prepaid cellular phone cards, there's no monthly bills.
Take the phone just in case.
Thank you.
And no contract, no credit check, and no deposit. Got car trouble?
My car's broken down. Can you come and help?
Help is just a call away. So forget those outrageous phone bills. With prepaid cellular phone cards, buying airtime is easy. Order from home and the phone arrives at your door ready to use. Get the Philips ISIS prepaid cellular phone, a $199 value, now just 3 easy payments of $33. And there's no contract, no credit check, no deposit, and no monthly bills.
So pick up the phone, America. It's for you.
Now, for only 3 payments of $33, you're guaranteed cellular service regardless of your credit history. Call 1-800-841-1237. Pick up the phone, America. It's for you.
Hello!
Coverage of today's Texas Bowl on Fox Sports has been brought to you by your Texas Dodge dealers, official sponsors of the Texas High School State Championships. By Southwestern Bell, your friendly neighborhood global communications company. By Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse. When it comes to home improvement, Lowe's knows. By Gatorade Thirst Quencher. You either have it in you or you don't. Life is a sport. Drink it up. By Pepsi, who invite you to join Generation Next. And by Sonic, America's drive-in. Stephenville with it back on offense on 1st down, and the Yellow Jackets content to run the clock. There you see Stephenville taking control of this game in the 2nd quarter, and that's when the defense took over, Shea Walker, and the offense really started clicking.
You're absolutely right, Craig. Coming into this game, Lamar averaging 314 yards per game on offense. So far today, they've only gained 112. So you really, for all of the offensive exploits that we've seen by Stephenville so far today, you really have to tip your hat to the defense because they've turned in an outstanding performance.
Chris Evans, whom we've seen all over the field today, including catching a touchdown pass, now running the offense for Stephenville as the backup quarterback, but a procedure call there will cost the Yellow Jackets 5 yards. Evan, who punts, has split out as a receiver, lined up in the backfield, now playing quarterback. Part of the versatile nature of Art Briles' program. And we talk about the job he did. Briles, of course, was at Hamlin and had things going there. And there you see the number, Kellen Luker, as the passing number continues to rise. I think his count's a little bit unofficial there, but
it may be a little biased as well, but still, it's got to be pretty close. Or is that the youngest Luker?
I think Kellen, the final one there playing high school football, on first down, or second and 16 rather, the handoff. And clock moves inside 3 minutes to go. For Lamarque, it's been a tremendous run. 6 consecutive years of advancing to the state championship round as a timeout was called by the Cougars. Larry Walker, in his first year as head coach after coming over from Shea Walker's alma mater, Thomas Jefferson High School in Port Arthur. Of course, you played on this field some 18 years ago in the state championship. Had a 19-7 halftime lead on Odessa Permian, and somehow it got away the second half, didn't it, Jay?
It's amazing how your memory slips the older you get. 18 years is an awful long time. I do remember that halftime score, but I'm not real clear on the final score.
28-19 would have been the final. Okay. As Mojo won it that year, Odessa Permian. There's the wish for Christmas, and Santa obliges in this case.
But in all seriousness, Craig, I will tell you, having the opportunity to play in a state championship football game is just an incredible feeling. I mean, it's still with me today. I remember everything about that game. I remember being here on a day very much like today, kind of cold, little damp and windy, playing a good football team, playing a decent football game, just coming up a little short. But again, a lifelong memory, and it'll have the same impact on these kids today.
Third down and 10 for Stephenville. Handoff there, and not much. And the Cougars prepare to get the football back. Paul Edmond there, the senior, who has known nothing but playing for state championships, and in fact has known nothing but winning state championships in his 3 prior seasons. Lamarque will taste defeat this time around, but again, it's an absolutely incredible string. 6 consecutive trips to the Texas Bowl that started in 1993. Alan Waddell, of course, the coach there, and started the big run and was coach of the 3 consecutive state champions. Moved on to Texas A&M as a linebackers coach. Here's the punt by Evan, and will roll all the way down inside the 30 to the Lamarque 29-yard line. And the Yellow Jackets were happy to stand there and watch the football while a few more seconds kicked off. It's a 48-yard punt, and Art Briles can certainly offer up a smile, knowing his guys are going to bring home the school's 3rd state championship in 6 years. And it also begs the question about team of the decade. I think last week we discussed that with Converse Judson, even though they lost to Duncanville. Judson, of course, with state titles in 92, 93, and 95, and state championship appearances in 90, 96, and 98. 6 trips to the title round, can certainly lay claim to being the 5A team of the 90s. I think it's still up for grabs right now, Shea, because each of these schools will have won 3 state championships. Lamarque has been to more in the 90s, but Lamarque's 3 losses have all been to Stephenville.
Yeah, I agree, Craig. It'll be a fun debate to have, because certainly you can take either side of that debate and feel really good about your position, because I find it just amazing that a high school team can continue to reload, develop the talent, and repeat at least as state semifinalists 6 years in a row. I mean, that's just an incredible string, and they've done it with different coaches. Obviously, different players have come in and gone and graduated now. I mean, just a phenomenal run by the Lamarque Cougars.
Cam Ferguson recovers a Lamarque fumble there. The 4th Cougar turnover, and Art Briles has already put on the state championship hat.
Well, he's having a good time today.
So with 1 1:47 to go. Stephenville will get the football back as Lamar takes its final timeout. And Larry Walker not happy with the way things have gone today, but he's just getting started in Lamar, and they do have that tradition. So, again, I think we have to wait and see who wins in 1999 before you can say there's one definitive team of the decade here.
That could be the real tiebreaker. And again, it's just amazing to me as an observer of high school football, being as passionate about it as I am. It's very, as we talked about earlier in the show, you brought up, it's very uncharacteristic to see the type. I mean, these guys have played each other 3 times in the state championship game in the last 5 or 6 years. It's just incredible.
1:47 to go. And the Yellow Jackets will be content to run out the clock here and be ready to raise another banner in Erath County. The drive back down Highway 377 or 67 from Dallas should be a pleasant one tonight. First down as they continue to run the clock here. Kevin Wright, senior running back out there now. And as we point out, this is just part of a full day of state championship activity here at Texas Stadium. The 2A Division II state championship kicks off at 8 o'clock tonight. Salina and Elysian Fields. In fact, there's one orange and white team already set up down in one end of the field watching the proceedings, getting ready to conclude this full day of championship activity. I believe that's the Salina Bobcats. A knee down to the carpet. And G.A. Moore, the winningest active coach in Texas high school football, will go for yet another state title at his second in 40 years as Salina takes on Elysian Fields. And what a job that's been turned in by the Yellow Jackets this season of Elysian Fields. These Yellow Jackets are celebrating inside a minute to go.
One more snap ought to do it.
The final snap of Class 4A 1998 season. Chris Evans will take it. He'll put the knee down. Art Briles and the Stephenville Yellow Jackets, their 3rd state championship in 6 years, all 3 times defeating the Lamar Cougars, who come up short in a bid to tie Sealy with 4 consecutive state championships. Stephenville, the 4A Division II state titleist, beating Lamar 34-7. Stephenville and Lamar exchanging the handshakes, as do Art Briles and Larry Walker. The title goes to the Jackets. They win it 34-7. We'll be back for the presentation of the state championship trophy here at Texas Stadium right after this.
Is it pain? Is it pleasure? Gatorade, is it in you?
There was an old woman who lived in a funky retro house, kind of shaped like a shoe. Had so many kids and a whole lot to do. To keep up with it all, she called Southwestern Bell and went wireless with someone she knew pretty well. After all, she has places to go, people to see. For the first time in her life, she's totally free. And the moral is, go with someone you know and live happily ever after.
If you're one of the few out there who still think of burgers and burgers and burger, you ought to drive into Sonic.
For our cheeseburger and ring special, featuring your choice of our made-to-order chili cheeseburger. smoky bacon cheeseburger, or zesty jalapeno cheeseburger. Take your choice, plus a side of onion rings for just $2.99.
When it comes to great burgers fixed just the way you like them, we're the tops.
Drive in for a change at Sonic. This month, try our new holiday eggnog shake.
Get ready to taste life for the first time, people.
Watch out now! You want to taste life? Then take a big swig of this new Pepsi One. This one's got it all. The most awesome cola taste that's bigger than the Wild Blue Yonder. But only 1 calorie. You want to taste one?
Yeah! You want one?
Yeah.
You want one?
How do you get it?
You got one for me?
Put your tray table up and prepare for takeoff, my man!
New Pepsi One.
Once again, congratulations to the Stevenville
wins the championship over Lamar 34-7. Let's go down to Pete Flex.
All right, guys, thanks a lot. I'm with Dr. Bill Farney, the executive director of the University Interscholastic League, with a trophy presentation.
Hey, what a great team. Great team, always competitive, and a fantastic show. Congratulations. Really, Coach, he's over on the TV now.
The coach is celebrating with his players right now, but Coach,
what a great team, great season, great program. We really appreciate what you do.
Thank you, Barry. I tell you, we're very humble, very blessed to be in this situation. I've never been so proud of a group of players in my life. I mean, we fought hard all year. We believed in each other. We loved each other. And we got a bunch of unselfish players that care about each other, and that's how you win state championships.
That's right, you knocked off the 3-time defending state champion, and you made it look easy. How hard was it?
No, it certainly wasn't easy. I really thought our defense stepped up and played great today, and I thought our offense, did the things they had to do, made the plays early to give us a chance to get away from them a little bit. But, I mean, they're a great football team, and we're just fortunate to come away with a win.
Congratulations on your state championship.
Well, thank you very much. We're proud of it.
Stephenville, the Class 4A Division II Texas Bowl champions. Randy McAvoy, back to you in the studio.
All right, a lot of fun at Texas Stadium. Congratulations to the Stephenville Yellow Jackets, the 1998 4A Division II state champions. Well, it's been a very busy day to this point. Still a lot of football left on the menu between now and later tonight. Earlier this afternoon, the Class 5A Division II championship was also decided at Texas Stadium. Midland Lee battling a surprise opponent, if you will. Of course, Katie ineligible, and in their place, the Brahmas from San Antonio MacArthur. Let's take you out for the highlights. And San Antonio Mac, you could tell these guys hadn't worked out in about a week. A little rough early on, the interception right there. Lee's J.R. Norman with the INT. This was on the first drive of the ball game, and that would lead to a Midland Lee touchdown. John Rogers to Cedric Benton. We would hear a lot from Benton today. 44-yard touchdown, just a minute 29 into the ball game. The Rebels with a 7-0 lead. Now, John Parchman, the head coach of the Rebels, tries to catch Brahmas off guard, and tell you what, does a good job right there. His players pull off the onside kick. They recover. Later now, San Antonio Mac with the football again. And what do you know? Another interception. Derek Walker with the honors this time. Only he is going to take it all the way back to the end zone for the touchdown. 52-yard return. Lee on top 14-0. Second quarter, Cedric Benton once again. He is only a sophomore, folks, and he is going to break loose for 55 yards on the touchdown run. That would give Midland Lee a 27-0 lead after the missed PAT. Third quarter now, Lee would tack on a little bit more. Alan Griffin is going to come up right here, and he finds himself a big hole, cuts it outside. 6 more. That would make it 40-0 lead, and they go on to get the easy win today over the Brahmas from San Antonio MacArthur. As you see, Benton running again. He had 233 yards rushing, finished with over 2,000 this season as a sophomore. And there is your final score of 54-0. Midland Lee wins the 5A Division II state championship. Another ball game this afternoon besides the 4A game that was just completed at Texas Stadium. Class 3A Division II championship over at Homer Bryce Stadium in Nacogdoches on the campus of Stephen F. Austin University. Newton battling the Tigers from Dangerfield. Let's pick up the action. This is the first quarter opening drive for Dangerfield. They are moving the football, but it stops right there when Eric Woods is intercepted by Newton's Ron Goley. Would lead to no score. Dangerfield tried to get 3 on the board on this field goal attempt. It is not going to make it. Scoreless most of the first half. 7-0 game, though. Newton at the break, thanks to this touchdown by Mr. Clifford Dean. Just pounds his way in from the 2-yard line. Eagles on top, 7-0. They would add to that lead now as we go to the second half. Newton quarterback Neil Williams. He has had a terrific season for the Eagles offensively. He's one reason they put up about 25, 30 points a game. Look at this beautiful pass to Myron Davis. Nobody's going to get him. 14-0 at that point. Newton goes on. They get the win thanks to a shutout performance by their defense as well. Great job by the Newton defense. Their first state championship since 1974. Newton knocks off Dangerfield by a final of 20.